Hello, let us all stand for the UAE national anthem. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, beloved students, and our most esteemed alumni, good morning. My name is Maryam Al Afridi, and I'm class of 1999 Al Garhoud Al Mawakib. I would like to welcome you all here today to this special and unique event, the 7th AMSI Voices Conference. What's next? Making my decisions, owning my outcomes at Expo 2020 Dubai. It's unique because it will only happen once in a lifetime, right here where the greatest show in the world is happening. Some of you may be asking, who are AMSI Voices? Sada AMSI. It's us, few alumni of Al Mawakib who met, talked, and decided to come together as a group that is committed to giving back to you and be there for you. This amazing initiative started 6 years ago on January 13th, 2016. And at the beginning we were 5. Myself, Miss Alisa Nasser, class of 1984, Hind Siddiqui, class of 2001, Mania Mrehi, class of 2000, and Mahra Al-Khaja, class of 2005. Our first conference kicked off back in 2016 in March, and we haven't looked back since then. By September 2016, we became 10 strong, and we were joined by Mohammed Al-Harmi, class of 2001, Dino Drimakis, class of 2005, Tariq Berri, class of 2002, Marwa Shebani, class of 2008, and Naif Shaheen, class of 2001. We believed it was time to give back. So what better place to start than in our school? Al Mawakib was our family, and it's our family to us, and it was time for us to pay it forward. We could not think of more deserving group than you, the students at our school, and here we are today. Let's share our journey with you in this short video. So let's play the AMSI Voices video.
And I think I also learned that patience is a virtue. Again, you read it, you hear it, but I had to learn it. And it's perhaps one of the most valuable lessons. اصبروا على أعماركم. Don't rush your lives. Enjoy it. It'll come. Just be conscious and be aware of the beauty of the moments that you're living through. Those are really important.
Commit to what you have vision, have compassion, and have determination to what you want.
You can guarantee success by making sure you don't stop. There's no harm in failing. It will only teach you how to be stronger. They say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. There are so many times that you would actually try to do something and maybe not reach the level that you wanted to or the goal that you wanted to, but you will keep on trying until the day you reach that stage. And that's because you did not fail to stop. The day you stop is the day you fail.
There's a challenge, take those challenges. Always take those challenges, never take a step back. Always take a step forward.
You are number one in something. Yeah, not everything, but in something. Find what you're number one in and do it. That's competitiveness.
It's never the position or the chair that defines you. It's your work.
We're Milwaukee. We don't give up. Regardless of whatever life throws at us, we always stand strong. We adapt. We find a solution. We never give in.
Mawaqib always brings you back together. This is Mawaqib. You start from Mawaqib, we all went everywhere, but we're back now, right? So happy.
Wow. Wow, wow. What a journey. I get goosebumps watching this, and it makes me look forward to many more years of AMSI Voices. And we cannot wait till someday in the future, many of you will be on stage here with us. I trust that today will be an exciting day. Feel free to capture your voices and thoughts and save them for our campaign that will be out in the coming weeks, after we compile today's material and finalize the design. We need your help by sharing them online through tagging at AMSI Voices, at AMSI_voices, and using the AMSI Voices hashtag once it's live. We will inform you, so stay tuned, and please keep all your clicks from today saved until further notice. It's now time for us to listen to what Ms. Alisar has to say. Please help me welcome her on stage for her opening remarks.
What a view I have. What a venue we are in. What a memorable experience this will be. Good morning, our beautiful learners. Sabah al-khair, our amazing teachers and leaders. Bonjour, our awesome alumni. My name is Alisar Nasser Soubra. I am Al-Mawaqib class of 1984. To spare you the math, I'm going to be 55 soon. I am a mother, I am a wife, I am a teacher, I am a sister, I am a daughter, I am a lot of things, but today I am only one thing. I am an AMSI voice, and I am proud. Before I address you, so there's more of me to come, I want us to all watch 2 brilliant videos that touched my heart on so many levels, and they had to be reshared. I was asked to pick one of them and highlight it today, but I couldn't. So it had to be both. Both of them speak volumes about the magnificence of where we are right now. This phenomenon that is Expo 2020, this accomplishment that was built based on faith in human capacity, delegated from a leadership who inspires excellence, and driven by a country that modeled, we can, we will, watch us. This unwavering resilience that is beyond expectation, and to the rest of the world, beyond comprehension. They don't get it, but we understand it because we live here, and we know that when His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed says, "La tshillun ham," that is what you will do. When His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid says, "We are committed to making Expo the greatest show on earth," we knew it would be. That's when she came into the picture. She is dedicated and proud. She is strong and kind. She is ambitious and loyal. She is accepting and loving. She is a woman of substance. To all of you, she is Her Excellency Reem al-Hashimi, the Minister of State for International Cooperation and the Director General of this Expo 2020. To me, and all of us who knew her, she is a phenomenal woman. What an honor to have been part of her journey from kindergarten to her graduation from Mawakib in 1995 to today. If she were here today, I would tell her she is loved. I would tell her she has done well, and she makes us all proud. And I would tell her that my life is better because she's in it. And I would tell her, and she knows, that she can always count on her Mawakib family. I know how proud she is of her Expo team. And on behalf of our Al-Mawakib community, I want to thank everyone at Expo for the support, excitement, and hard work that got us here today to DMA. I'm especially sending a loud shout out to all our alumni who work in Expo. You know who you are, and we love you all. Let's now watch these 2 videos, one of which is narrated by and stars our own Rashid, also known as Payman Al-Awadi. He was class of 1993. He is super dear to my heart. I've known him more than 30 years. I'm glad he's not here to hear that. It would have startled him. And I still, to this date, smile at the thought of him sitting in my math class. So without further ado, let's play these 2 videos, please.
It's Expo 2020 and the whole world is here as well. If everybody in the world loved everybody in the world, what a glorious world this could be.
It's the culture, the music, the artwork. It's the people.
Deutschland by Nacht.
A glorious world this could be.
I was just looking for myself, and then Expo came, and it makes me emotional.
Come on and join us. A new world is just beginning, and it's right here at Expo.
It began as a vision, the vision of a city, when their leaders started to reimagine a sustainable future.
In delivering the city of the future, we always knew we would have to transcend the limitations of the past and align with the ambitious tenets of sustainability to which we and the United Arab Emirates subscribe entirely and sincerely.
It became a plan that hoped to unlock change for generations to come, that would leave a sustainable legacy, and that would stir awareness, asking people across the globe to engage, to understand, and to embrace a sustainable way of life. This is what Expo 2020 Dubai is committed to do, adding value to a city, a nation, and the world, striving to bring sustainability to the forefront locally and globally. The objective is clear: integrate the ideas of sustainability into the fabric of Expo 2020 at every level. Protecting the small things, building the big things, influencing the food we eat, the products we buy, the things we use, the smart buildings and communities that Expo 2020 built, the waste we recycle.
Thanks. Enjoy Expo 2020.
The water we reuse, the ecosystem we preserve. Sustainability is to be in every plan, creating walkable communities, reducing our carbon footprint, and promoting green supply chains. Sustainability is a thread of inspiration, originating in our policies and strategies, and continuing through our planning, design, construction, and operations. Expo 2020 Dubai strives to make a meaningful impact, creating a legacy for a new generation. Expo 2020 hopes to inspire everyone to work towards a sustainable future. It is a journey, a commitment to disperse the seeds of change, to educate and to support schools. Expo 2020 Dubai's actions will inspire others to do more, learn more, to dream more. Sustainability at Expo 2020 Dubai.
Okay, it's back to me, and I'm going to take a few more minutes of your time before we start with our first panel. Here we are, the 7th AMSI Voices Conference. We have come a long way. To my wonderful steering committee, thank you for always having my back. I love you all, and no matter where you are, in my heart, you always are. You know, I walked off this venue earlier this morning at almost 4 a.m. after watching a small group of incredible alumni take orders from Mr. Michel to get the stage ready for our conference. And they did an awesome job. Amna, Ren, and Stephanie, thank you for every single moment you spent preparing for today. You are amazing young women, and I cannot be prouder of you than I am right now. This year has been tough at Al Mawakib. Many have lost loved ones. Many have suffered with COVID and its sometimes devastating effects. Give me a second. In the last conference he attended, I didn't expect it to be difficult. My father sat in front of me as I delivered my speech. And it is in the way he radiated of grace and honor that I always found my strength. There was always an expectation of greatness when you were around him. He would not accept anything else. He loved, he gave, he built, he helped, he taught, he challenged, he protected, he lifted. He forgave, he inspired, he raised, he supported, he dared, he educated. He is Al-Mawakib, and Al-Mawakib is Nabil Nasr. Being with you today is honoring his memory and seeing so many of you who knew him reminds me that he lives in each of us and each of you. So forgive me for that moment. I want to talk now a little bit about our panelists here today. This outstanding and diverse group of incredible beings. What drove them to want to be with you? What made them take time out from their lives and their jobs to be here? They are here because if by being a voice and by sharing their stories, they can help you find yours, then it will have been a good day. They are here because you are worth it. You are worth their time, and they are here because they can help you think about what's next. The rest will be up to you. It was tough to bring you all together. These are strange times, and the challenges were greater than usual. And along the way, some had to drop out. But you are here. Despite all the complications and obstacles, you made it, and we cannot be happier. Not a day goes by that we are not grateful for the time we spent with you. And on a day like today, we get a chance right here, right now, to tell you how proud we are of your accomplishments. Sure, but more so of the men and women you have become. With all my heart, thank you for taking time out of your lives to be part of ours. Students, this conference is a platform that gives the Mawakib and ISAS alumni a voice, an opportunity for us to share our experience, our stories, and our thoughts. Our goal is to get you thinking and asking. Each of you will have a different takeaway from this conference today, but by the end of it, we hope you will consider what's next. You will make some decisions, and you will own your outcomes. One thing I guarantee is you will remember today more than any lesson you take this month or next. My message to all of you today is be patient. You are still young. Take your time to learn and grow. Listen to what Her Excellency said. اصبروا على أعماركم. Do not seek titles. Work hard, work ethically, and you will be recognized. The titles will come to you. You want to make a difference? Be that difference you speak of. It's not easy to remain focused and committed to a goal, but it's not hard either. It is a decision that you make. Make the decision and do what you need to make it happen. Do not, in your pursuit of this goal, lose sight of who you are and where you come from. Stay true to your values and your identity and let them guide you. Stay faithful to those who have seen you move forward and onward, cheering you from the sidelines, believing in you when that seemed an unlikely feat. Those are the people in your life who will be that extra bit of strength you need when times seem hard, and they will seem hard. Reach deep within yourself and remind yourself of that goal. It is much easier to give up than to persevere. Make the tough choice. Choose to persevere. Listen to your inner voice. I know some of you hear it. The strength within you is greater than you think. Silence the negative voices in your life. For every no, find a what if, and don't stop asking questions. Be patient, be true. Understand that this world works better when young people like you appreciate the chances they have and assume the responsibility to pay them forward. Finally, know that there is no limit to what you can accomplish, but acknowledge that this world of ours is for sharing. And it is in realizing that we all need each other that we will make this planet a better habitat, this world a kinder place. You are a generation of hope, and we are counting on you. I say to you, finally, face every you cannot with a steadfast I can, I will, watch me. Thank you very much.
So today you have the opportunity to listen to our alumni share some amazing success stories as well as challenging ones. Now let's get this conference started with the first panel titled How the Choices I Made Impacted My Future and Still Impact Me. Panelists, please come on stage.
No, I'll invite them one by one.
Yalla.
Okay. So in this first panel, how the choices I made impacted my future and still impact me, I would like to invite, and you can sit wherever you want except that last chair for Naif. Naif, ta. Fadi Gwani, who flew all the way from Egypt to be with us here today. Fadi is class of 1998. His Excellency Saleh Al Jaziri, the Director General of Ajman Tourism. And he is also class of 1998. And I think he arrived, yes, I see him, the not so famous DJ Bliss, Marwan Al-Awadi, also class of 1998. Yes, the quick tap to Mr. Adonis. You taught them physics, Maheke, all three of them. Then I have Dr. Nadia Bastaki, class of, shall I say it, Nadia? 1997. So Nadia is the guru of this group, and Nadia is currently the chief of HR at Etihad Airways, and I am so proud that she's the first female in a position like this at Etihad Airways. Last but not least, Ilham Al-Qasim. Ilham is class of 1999, and she is the CEO of Digital 14, also the first female to trek to the North Pole. So I don't know what it is, but the boys sat here and the girls sat there. Naif Niyalek. All right. Okay, let's get this started. Yes, masks off. We have permission. Yes, Expo? Yes, thank you. Ren, thank you. Okay, so the way this is going to work is we're going to let every panelist have 3 minutes of uninterrupted talk about the title of this panel, which is How the Choices I Made Impacted My Future and Still Impact Me. Shall I pick, or who would like to go first?
Ladies first.
Ladies first. The age of chivalry is still alive, thank God. Ilham, kick us off.
I was going to say the guy with the cool glasses goes first.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Litar, and it's great to be here with all of you today. And a big shout out. I saw a lot of positive energy from the alumni, from the graduates as we're coming in. When I, maybe just to start, Ilham Al-Qasim, I'm a graduate of Al-Muwakib al-Barsha, 1999, so that makes me the first year of Barsha for the students that are here from there. If you ask me what I do, I've done so many things since I left school that I couldn't pinpoint one, but I can pinpoint one common thread, which is that I'm a learner. And so I've always looked for new opportunities in order for me to grow and learn new things, new information, new knowledge, new skills, all in common, things that I believe I would enjoy and would have a good impact on the world. So I started working in investment banking in a global firm in London. And then I moved over back to the UAE, and I started investing across many sectors, working for one of our sovereign wealth funds, Mubadala, learning new sector after new sector after new sector in order to make those investments. I then did a small stint as head of HR for Emirates Global Aluminium, and learned the whole skill set around people and leadership. And then I did some time in government working with the leadership of Abu Dhabi to rewrite the economic strategy for Abu Dhabi and all the plans of growth and the sectors that would be prioritized. And finally, for my last role, I'm the CEO of Digital 14, which is a cybersecurity company that works for the UAE to protect the nation, protect each of us, to protect actually Expo. We're the exclusive provider of security for Expo. And again, new sector, tech-enabled, learning all the ins and outs of what threats are that are growing day by day as each of us get more digital in order to really protect our beautiful country. Now, what happened when I think about that one decision, there were many decisions that affect me until today. But I would start with the decision to stay in London after I finished my master's and do JP Morgan. And the reason why I picked that one is because the choice was anchored in the knowledge and the deep understanding that I believed I would do well and I could have a good impact if I pursued something that really felt like a challenge. Like, I'd be nose deep, I wouldn't know how I would succeed, but I would figure my way out. And on the other side, I'd be a better person with new knowledge and skills that could help make my country a better place. And the decision at that time, in the early 2000s, was extremely unconventional for me, certainly for my family, to stay in London and be independent. And that was the anchor. It was the start of the same habit of having the courage to do what I believed was right and would serve the greater good and have good outcomes in every decision that I made. Now, for you guys, it's a very different world, right? So when you go to make these decisions and these choices, you have a whole set of information and access to opportunity to test different career paths and passions in life and try and find that intersection of something you're passionate about, something you believe you could be good at, and something that the world will need for the next 20, 30, or 50 years, however long you plan to be active and out there and doing the things that you love. My only personal advice would be find that thing and then accept everything that comes with it. It'll come with challenges, it'll come with opportunities. Me personally, I welcome the challenges even more than the opportunities because they're the ones that gave me the greatest gifts in life. That's all from my side.
Shall we hear from one of you, the gentleman now? Your Excellency.
Sure. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ms. Elisar, you specifically said we're very time-bound, and I've got 3 minutes. But you haven't really told us what we can and we can't say. So I'm going to go off track for a very short time.
I did not censor you.
No, you did not. That's what I meant. Firstly, I would like to say, I would like to pay our respects for a gentleman that was Al-Mawaqib and will be Al-Mawaqib and will always be Al-Mawaqib. We, all of us here as alumni and a lot of you in the future as well, if not all of you, owe a lot not only to this gentleman but to the family around him and to all the teachers that have made us who we are today and who will make you who you will be tomorrow. Our respects to the family and to everyone who's related to Al-Mawaqib.
Thank you, Saleh.
Another thank you to another special person who has made the entire Mawaqib family proud. Ms. Elisar already mentioned Her Excellency's name. It gives us great pleasure to see an alumni achieve a goal, whether that goal is small or big, and it gives us even greater pleasure to see the achievement become an international achievement. So Reem and all the team that has graduated from Al-Mawaqib who has supported you with the success of Expo 2020 that we see today, well done, and thank you very much. What I will be talking about today is not because of a position or who I am or what I do, but it is because we all care about where you will be tomorrow. What do you need to do to make a decision? Don't stress, and don't let stress get to you. Peer pressure, put it aside. Soon you'll be making a decision on which university are you going to go to, or what education are you going to continue. Don't make the decision based on peer pressure or based on friends going to a specific university so you want to join them. Make that decision based on you, on where you want to be in the future, because that is what will benefit you. And when you are benefited, you will benefit everyone around you. Give yourself time to make the decision. Think of the pros and cons. So what benefits are going to happen if I make this decision, or what problems might occur, concerns might occur when I make that decision. Play devil's advocate. Don't make a decision when you're upset or when you're angry. Most probably you're going to make the wrong decision. The next point is keep your goals and values always in mind. You know where you want to be. Make the decision that's going to take you to that position. But always keep your values in mind so you make the right decision. Don't make a decision that goes against your values, because that is very important. Take advice from the right people. And when I say right, it means people with knowledge on what you're asking them for. Plan on how you tell others about your decision. Don't go and tell everyone at any time. Choose the right time to speak about what decision you've made. And most importantly, go with your gut feeling, what you want and not what other ones. I think I've nearly finished my time. Over?
Over.
Thank you. I hope it was beneficial, though.
It was worth it. Stephanie, I'm glad we added those grace minutes. For the panelists who haven't come up on stage yet, start thinking, no, we're going to stick to the 3 minutes. Okay? All right. You ready? Nadia.
I'll try. First of all, Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everyone. I'm so excited being here again, speaking to AMSI. It just feels like yesterday, although Ms. Elisar said it's 1997 and you are the oldest panelist. Do I look old?
No.
Okay, if anybody said yes, then we'll have a chat in the side. But yes, it's been a while. When I last came into school, I loved school to bits, and especially because it was Mawaqib, I found myself there. I think before Mawaqib, I was in a school which was it was a government school then, and I couldn't find myself. But when I came to Mawaqib, it just clicked with me. And what clicked with me is when I made the choice when I was in school, I wanted to explore. I wanted to know more about what things are happening. So I was not 100% bookworm. I wanted to explore what Scouts means, and I wanted to do Scouts, and I wanted to go into these workshops where Ustad Michel did all these lovely arts, and I wanted to go into Debka and drama and whatever it was to make a difference, and I did everything. So all the extracurricular activity I was signed up to. So that was a choice that I made when I was in high school. I wanted to enjoy every moment and live every moment with, and I met people, I knew so many friends that I still am in touch with, and that memories will always last with me. And I think what Mawaqib gave me is how to build my personality, and it built my confidence and my courage, because it said I can do whatever I want to do, and I'm so grateful for that. And then when I went into university and I specialized, and that was tough because I spent so much time exploring and less studying, because then when I went to university, it was a shocker. Oh my God, I have to do so much. And I really then decided to become a doctor because I wanted to help humankind. And I did it really well, but I studied a lot, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of coffee and energy drinks to keep me awake and study everything about the human body. And then I graduated and I thought, you know, I did it. I became a doctor. When I came back and I started working, I saw every other person as a doctor. So how can I make a difference then? So then I said, how can I specialize in something that makes me different? And I said, okay, let me explore what that is. And I went into aerospace medicine. And I became the first female specialized in aviation medicine. And that really, you know, it was a moment in my life where I saw, oh my God, I did something that was beyond what I could do. But then when I did that, I said, what else can I do? I just don't want to be an aviation medicine specialist. I want to be expert in aviation medicine. So people would call me and I want to guide them in what to do. And I did that for many years and I became an expert in aviation medicine. I wrote policies. I did aerospace medicine. You know, Hazza al-Mansouri, I did his medical. I wrote standard for astronauts in the UAE. And that was another proud moment for me because then I became an expert and I was overwhelmed. So I did medicine and I did occupation medicine and I did aerospace medicine. What next? How can I then become something else in my career? And then I looked at the passion I have. Do I still want to be a doctor? Yes, I do. Do I still see patients? Yes, I do. Do I still advise people? Yes, I do. But then I wanted to explore more. So how can I then expand my horizon? And then while I was doing that, I said, people is my element. I do people because I know the human. I understand their physiology. I'm a doctor. Why can't I then manage human and policies related to human? And this is where I stretched again, I took a challenge and now I went into HR and now I'm the first female leader, chief in the aviation sector in the GCC. So this makes me proud. But what makes me more proud is I see all of you here today and wanting to listen to people like us. I want you to believe in whatever you do will make a difference. Titles don't matter. What matters is what difference you make in a small group of people or in big societies. So keep up the hard work because nothing comes in life easy. There are multiple challenges, but you can get there. So I know I have 1 second left.
That was 3 minutes ago.
Okay, so I don't have seconds, but you can't ask a woman to talk for 3 minutes. It's impossible. But thank you so much for being here and sitting in the
rules.
sun.
No, why? Saleh competed with you, Nadia, so it's definitely not a gender issue, the consumption of time. Anna, I want you guys to talk forever. The restriction is not from us. I cannot mention who. Okay, all right. Next, and by the way, one thing I would have added to what you're saying, Nadia, is until you did what you did, I never knew there was a difference between medicine for us on the ground and medicine for people flying in the air. It's a whole different thing. So, yeah. Fadi?
All right.
3 minutes.
3 minutes. I got a timer
Naif,
right here.
next panel, you're standing there and you're using your hands.
Okay, so I got a timer right now.
Yalla, Fadi.
There you go, 3 minutes. Students, are you all here? Can we hear some noise, please? Let everybody know you're here. There you go. Wake up. Rise and shine. Okay, my name is Fadi Gwani. I'm a photographer, wedding photographer and portrait photographer from Cairo. I'm also a life coach, and I've been doing that for about 6 years. That's a career shift at the age of 35. Now, there's something I really wanted to shine light on this time around for you, because this is the part of my career life that I always try to sugarcoat. Make it look pretty, make it look nice. But I knew that it was just dark. It was the part of my career that wasn't very exciting and I always felt bad about. It's the amount of times I had to quit jobs. The amount of times I was on trial and error basis to find what it is I really wanted to do, right? So I always made it sound nice and sweet. And when I say career job differences or quits, the amount of quits I had, I'm talking about the longest job I had. You're talking about like 9 months was the longest job I had. And that's not the oddest part. Shortest job I had was like for 3 hours. So you can, yeah, I walked in, I tried something out, stuck around a little longer. They had good coffee, hence the 3 hours. And I just picked up and left. Didn't like it. Didn't work for me. And every time I quit, I get this sense of like, this is bad. What am I going to tell my parents? What am I going to tell my colleagues? I just quit another job. It didn't look very pretty. I didn't feel pretty. It didn't feel nice at all. But every time I quit a job, it led me to the success path that I reached at the final end. And all I'm saying is that if you find yourself in a place where you made a choice that you thought was perfect for you at the time and decided that it's not working for you, that is okay. And that is perfectly fine. And if I get any advice to any of you, is that stay on the trial and error phase. And that is perfectly okay for you. Try things out, explore things, get curious about things. If you're required at this age to make a final decision for your entire life, just know that doesn't work like that, right? Just go try things that you find fit now. If it works for you, fantastic. If it doesn't, change. And change with grace. And I'm not saying giving up. I'm saying quitting jobs that no longer suit you, that no longer expand you, that no longer resonate with you. You've picked up the learnings you had to pick up, and it's time to move on. Just move on and do it gracefully. That's it.
You rock. Ready?
Ready.
Go for it. Oh, you knew that was coming. You knew it was coming.
More. Although Fadi got them started, you got to give them credit. All right, I'm going to make this super quick.
I'll give you 4 minutes.
Thank you. So first of all, as soon as I walked in, the first thing I thought was, Mr. Michel did this stage nice, but how do you get AMSI on top of the V? That was the first thing I thought. The second thing I thought is, how did everyone have caps? We never had hats in school. So
We knew they were going to be in the sun. And I need to tell you all, a couple of days ago, I'm going to give you back your minutes, don't worry. We had a meeting online. I had a meeting with all these seniors. And we discussed the challenges of today, of them being in the sun, of them not having something to lean their backs on, and of the choice we had to make of, do we take this challenge and do this, or do we cancel? And the choice was no, we do it, because they are tough, and they would rather do that than give up on this conference. So there you go. Thank you, guys.
And they're Mawakibians.
Exactly.
All right, guys, I'm going to make it quick because I know you're in the sun. So my name is Marwan Parham Al-Awadi, also known as DJ Bliss, class of 98, like two of the others on the stage over here. So graduated from school, went to university, studied computers, did nothing related to computers after that. While I was in high school, this is where my passion for DJing started, thanks to Miss Alisar and partly Mr. Adonis as well. I started running the school radio station, and that's where my interest in DJing started. Now, I wouldn't get invited to any of the parties that the kids were throwing, so I thought if I was a DJ, I can go to the parties. So started collecting some music. Didn't work very well in school, but I got a job at a theme park right after in that summer. It was professional equipment. I was learning how to DJ and not doing my job, and I got fired. So I continued hustling. I was DJing on the side while I was in university, and I was making some extra money, and this money was like pretty good money for that time. So I was like, I'm doing something I love. I'm getting paid for it. Anyways, graduated from college. My parents told me you can't do this, but then I got a radio job, and they're like, okay, that works. You know, people get to listen to you. So I was doing radio and DJing. Then I got into TV. I started doing TV a little bit, so it was helping with easing what I was doing with my parents. And then that's it. I went into being an entrepreneur, started a couple of businesses, some content creation online. And just to make it short, guys, I'm here today to tell you about the kid who was not the coolest kid in the class, but became one of the coolest kids in the history of this school.
very true. Here. I always thought you were the coolest kid in school, because how can we all who were there forget when you sang Aisha in the auditorium, when everyone went gaga over you singing Aisha, Khalid's Aisha. And I should have told you to bring your guitar today.
I've got that video. I'm going to send it to you one day.
Oh, yes, please. That is a treasure. All right, so the 3 minutes plus are up for everyone, and now it's going to be a quick 1 minute answer. 1 minute answer to the questions I'm about to give you that you have not prepared for, okay? So I'm gonna take it again to Ilham and say, Ilham, share with our students, tell us about a decision you thought was a bad decision, but ended up being a good choice, or the other way around. So a decision you made that you thought was good and then end up being bad. We all have those. There's nothing wrong with that. Do you remember? So while she's thinking, you all have to think about the same thing. So a bad decision that ended up being good, or a good decision that ended up being bad. 1 minute.
So I don't believe there are any bad decisions. So for me, as I said when I was talking earlier, something that ends up becoming, for me, all of my greatest challenges have led me to the greatest heights of happiness and joy in life. And for me, the only way to get there is to make a choice, realize the consequence of it, not victimize yourself, take ownership of the fact that you've made that choice, and now you're going to go through the journey of coming out the other side, of making it work for you. And the last thing I would say is, I always continuously connect the dots. So that happened. What would I have done differently? What could I have done differently? But what then came out of it that brought me to where I am today? So I don't think there are any bad decisions, but there are decisions that certainly at the time I was really scared or nervous about or thought was wrong. I would say one of them, it's a personal one, but in 2010, when I finished the North Pole, I had this, I'm a very private person, and I suddenly had a lot of interest in media and people involved in my life. And the thing that concerned me the most was that there were a lot of young people that I spoke to in schools and whatnot, and now looked up to me. And I had met my now husband, but I was too afraid to admit to myself that he was going to be my husband, because he has blonde hair, blue eyes, he had a surfboard, and he's from Australia. And then someone asked me to my face, is there something between you and him? And I said, well, there never could be, because I can't, marry someone from Australia. And she said, why? And I said, well, because I've become somehow a bit of a role model to a lot of young women in the UAE, and I wouldn't want to let down the whole system that's made space for me to pursue my dream in sport. And she said to me, after what you've done, if you didn't do it, if you believe it's right, if you didn't do it, then who would? And in that moment, I didn't know how I was going to make it work, but I knew I was going to do it. It was a decision that was scary, but it turned out to be the best decision of my life.
And I've met Josh, so I know that he was an awesome decision. All right, Marwan?
Yeah, my life was full of bad decisions, but I'm that person who takes the risks and does things not afraid to fail or succeed. And I believe if you don't take those chances and you don't fail, then you don't learn. So whether it was putting out a bad song and then making a better one after, whether it was taking a job to learn from it, whether it was a bad boss or bad environment. So I believe all those bad decisions, eventually you learn a lesson from it. So sort of repeat what Ilham said, same thing. I don't think there's such a thing as a bad decision. There's always a lesson to be learned.
Fair enough. Both of you play into what our title is, which is, make your decision and own your outcome. So no need to say, I wish I had. You did it. Whatever comes with it, accept it. right?
Yeah, I think it's worse when you don't take decisions. I think when you, yeah. You know, I always tell people the story about if you had like 4 or 5 doors and the answer to what you were looking for was behind one of them, and you sit here and trying to figure out behind which door it is, you're never going to figure out. If you go knock on all the doors, eventually you'll find the answer.
That's awesome. I love that. I'm going to use it. All right. Fadi, quickly.
Quickly. Oh, wow. Well, rush of decisions that I made that are wrong are way too many. I can't think of just one to pin out. So a decision that, because yes, of course, not a decision you can possibly make that you can't learn from, especially the wrong ones. So make a lot of those, learn a lot. But I really don't have anything coming to my mind still, to be honest.
Fair enough. I think the only message we want to get across to everyone from this is it's okay to make those mistakes. That's how you learn and grow. Nadia, at what point did you realize you were pursuing the right career and chose to pursue it? There must have been choices you made that led you to conclude that this is what you want.
I think I was lucky, maybe, because I knew what I wanted very early, maybe in grade 12. That's when I knew. And I think I always thought back, how did it come to my mind that I want to become a doctor? And when I was in Ustad Umar's class, I was reading Kul al-Isra and making faces and things like that.
Mr. Omar is shaking his head.
Yeah, so I was doing things in physics, where I am becoming a doctor and I have to really concentrate. And I was doing like funny faces. And so it was then, when I realized that I do want to become something, but everything was against me. So I remember when I told my mom, hi, I'm going to apply for university. She said, great. And then I said, I'm going to do medicine. So she looks at me, who? You? I mean, like, what? She's like, medicine? You know what it is? I said, yeah, definitely. I'm going to become a doctor. And she said, do you know how much hard work it is? And I said, yes. Do you have to do 24 hours? There's so much reading. And I said, yeah, I know all that. She said, but Nadia, you're someone who lives life. You're jumping everywhere. You're in all sports. You're doing tennis, and the other day you're doing basketball, and then you're doing volleyball. How are you going to become a doctor? How are you going to live life and still become a doctor? And I said, Mom, I am confident that I'll become a doctor. And because I believed that I can become something. So it doesn't matter, actually, who tells you you can't do it. It doesn't matter if the perception of grades are saying something and you want to become something. If you put hard work in anything, you can achieve it. You're not born an athlete. You practice, and practice on daily basis to become something, to goal. You're not born and just become a cook. You'll learn the recipes, try it out. It will burn sometime, but then you become a chef. So it's all about what you put in mind, and you want to kind of build that in you, and the belief comes within you. You don't have to have people believe in you. You have to believe in yourself first for you to become something. So I knew that very early, and I believed in myself. And
you went for it.
And I went for it. I jumped, actually.
Saleh.
I just want to say, I think my sister was born a chef.
Yeah.
She never made a bad dish of my...
There she is. Hi, Sahar.
Shameless plug, but I'm just saying, her desserts are always great.
I've tasted some of her food, so yeah. Saleh, in your experience, what are the factors that influence personal development? How can we help these young people out here turn these factors into values? How do you turn something that helps you develop into a value?
You really need to know what you want. We live and we learn from so many different places and people, whether it's what we've learned from our parents, whether it's what we learn from school, whether it's what we learn from our friends, or anything we've been exposed to. You need to be able to take in the good and take in the bad. But take in the bad to know not to use the bad. So whoever tells you throw the bad away, don't throw it away. Keep it there so you know what is right and what is wrong, and what to do and what not to do. And then once you know what goal you have at the end of the day, you use that knowledge that you've gained from those values to see how can you reach that goal.
I think we have a couple more minutes, and in these minutes, I wanted to ask each of you in like one word, maybe two, but not more. What do you want to say that these kids should focus on in their lives? One word.
I'll go for the 2 words. I would just say be you. I think be you is the most important thing, you know? Dress the way you want, act the way you want, just, you know.
Be you.
Be yourself,
Very
yeah.
nice. Fadi?
I'd say open to change, open to growth. You have no idea what's coming up forward. You have no idea what's coming up next in your life. And just be open to accept it and grow with it. Roll with the punches.
That's excellent. Saleh?
I'll add a word to Marwan's 3 words. Be a positive you.
Yeah.
Look at things in a positive way, move forward.
Correct. Nadia?
I think it's very important to value what you have.
Okay, appreciation.
Appreciation. Appreciate what you have. Whether it's your parents, whether it's
the health,
whether it's the environment you're growing in, whether it's your teachers, whether it's your school, whether it's your friends, whether your colleagues or family. Step back and value what you have and then appreciate it, because not always you'll have these things around you. And it's so important to value things, because when you value them, appreciate them, you can grow even further. And don't forget that in the end of the world, end of the day or everything, your values reach out to you, right? Your beliefs. So respect people, respect the environment, respect where we live. I mean, because we need to give it back to people. Like tomorrow you'll come here, I need to give to you so you can give it to others and generations to come. So value what we have is very important.
Elham?
For me, it's all about ensuring that your values are at the core of every decision.
You make.
Every single decision. It could never be wrong if you truly follow your values. I don't mean impulses, I mean values. And that will, your perception of values may mature over time, but if you're genuine about why you believe something is right as an action to take, or as a way to speak to someone, or as a career to pursue, or as a percentage of your time to dedicate to other people or to your family, if all those decisions are guided by a healthy set of values, chances are you'll end up in a place where you'll be proud of what you've achieved when you're 100 years old.
All right, that's it for our first panel. Thank you, Elham, Nadia, Fadi, Saleh, and Marwan. Thank you for being with us, and I'm sure we all learned a lot from you today. Can we come for a group picture? And the next panel, get ready to come up. Where are my AMSI voices? تعال هون يلا. Okay. I think I want all the seniors and the juniors of Khawanish to stand up for a second. Stand up. All of you stand up. Yalla. Come on, stay with me. I know this is not easy, but come on, it's not that difficult either. You've been through worse. All right, stand up, all of you. Do this, please, all of you in place. A little bit of stretching. Stretch, stretch. You're getting a lot of your vitamin D today, so that's good, okay? All right, our next panel. I would like to invite. This panel is, I am a senior, now what? And so joining me on stage will be Samer Sayegh, all the way from Saudi Arabia and CEO of something. You will tell them. Jennifer Hshaimi, who will set us straight about some things that are dear to my heart. Where is Jenny? Where's Jennifer? Yalla ta'i. Our in-house beautiful pastry chef, Sahar Parham Al-Awadi. DJ Bliss's younger sister and the gem of the Parham Awadi family. And Fatma Limheri, who is the VP for all sales at Etihad Airways in Abu Dhabi. Did I get it right? And I want to say Khalid Sharaf, but I don't see him. And he's, oh, there he is. And last but certainly not least, and representing today, because Khalid works at Expo, is Khalid Sharaf. All right, once they all sit down, we all sit down, and we can carry on with our next panel, okay? Khalid, تعال جنبي. Nice. Owning my outcomes, that is. It's what's next, making my decisions, and then practical outcomes. Initial panel. All right. Are we ready to start? And I'm hoping this younger crowd is more diligent about the concept of time, okay? 3 minutes. In general. All right, so we're gonna start with Jennifer. Talk to us about I am a senior. This is from their voice. Now what? 3 minutes, Naif. وينك? Naif will be doing this, then this, then this. Okay? Yalla, Jenny.
I'm a senior now. What? Now
Wait,
everything.
you know what I didn't do is I didn't tell them which year you graduated, each of you. So Jennifer is Garhoud 2004. Oh, is this what it's, okay, let's see. How many are Garhoud here? How many are Barsha?
I don't like that.
And how many are Khawanij? Hey, that's my group right there. All right, how many are Mawakib? There we go. All right, Jenny, take it over.
All right, so I'm a senior now. What? Now everything. Now you have been set up with the best possible toolkit, I think, to start and go off into the world and find your way. And I love the first panel where everybody gave you all the positive talk. The truth is, now you start becoming an adult and it sucks and you're gonna love it. It's gonna be so much fun, and life, as Fadi said, will throw you curveballs when you least expect it. So the best thing you can do is be fluid, be accepting, be up to the challenge, be ready, and try to make it one of your core morals or core beliefs that progress is not linear. And I think that is something that a lot of people struggle with when they leave school, because within the academic system, you work hard, you excel, you graduate. Life doesn't quite work like that. University doesn't work like that. Definitely life doesn't work like that. So it's a different approach. You need to be very confident in the fact that you have the toolkit that you need now that you are, choosing where to go off to in life, but also you need to be flexible. You need to be understanding that your progress will not be, an upward trajectory from here on out, and that if it isn't, that is not a failure. It is a learning opportunity. It is a growth opportunity. And the best thing you can do is surround yourself with good people, keep your mentors close to you, and keep a really clear goal in sight, and don't be too scared to move a little bit off the beaten track or the path most traveled. So that would be the things that I've learned since I left Mawakib, and it's been, what, 15, 16 years? But yeah.
18.
18. Oh my God. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you,
Yeah,
Jennifer.
that would
well,
be-
you still look exactly like you did in high school, so you're good.
Thank you.
All right. Samir? Yalla.
Hi everyone, I'm Samer Saïq,
Class of
2007.
2007.
Yeah.
And Samir is from?
Barsha.
Barsha. Actually, Samir is a celebrity within the Barsha history for being the star of Jbal al-Suwan when we did the Fairuz play, and he was Fatik al-Mutsallit. Yep.
Exactly.
Tell us, Samir.
I've had a lot of experiences since I left Al-Mawakib. I was a top student in Al-Mawakib. I had the full scholarship going into university. Since I started university, we had collapsed. I met with the wrong people. I had 5 different friends that were closest to me, and I was the only one that survived the first semester. So the first year, I lost my scholarship, but I met with other people since they left that university. So the lesson here that I want to tell you guys is keep your friends close to you, but choose the right friends. That's the most important thing you can do in the next step forward. When you have the right friends next to you, they will guide you, you will work as a team, you will have positive energy around you, and that's where you will succeed in the next steps you go forward. Whether you go to a university or you choose to follow your path, if you have something that you like, find your friends, make sure your friends around you are the correct people, and move forward. I graduated as an electrical engineer. I got a good job, but it was as a fresh company. It was just starting. It was 10 employees, and we had a project of around 2 billion riyals. So after 5 years, it became 2,000 employees. Now, after 10 years, we're at 5,000 employees. And we do revenues of $1 billion a year. So we're very successful. We had a lot of failures, too many to count. In 2015, we had a huge crisis in Saudi Arabia that affected all of us. We divided and we conquered. We split our companies into a group, and we grew exponentially after that. So in summary, choose your friends. Don't be afraid to fail. And keep on pushing. Believe that you will succeed. That's the most important thing I want to share.
It's very important what you said about choosing to be surrounded by the right people and having the courage to say, yeah, this is not a person I want to be with or I want around me. Because if the people around you don't bring out the best in you, then they need to stop being around you. So I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah. Fatma?
Hi everyone, my name is Fatma Al-Maheri, Garhoud, Mawakib Garhoud, 2005. Thank you.
You have to love the energy. This rivalry between the campuses lives forever.
So happy to be here. Thank you, Ms. Alisar. Thank you, everyone. So it all started when I finished high school and I got the opportunity to travel abroad. So knowing that we all speak English and most of the people that travel abroad would choose English-speaking countries, thanks to Mawakib and to the French that we learned in school, I wanted to try something new, to challenge myself. And I took the chance to go to France and spend the full year of my first year only learning French. So obviously I had a lot of questions in mind where I asked myself, well, my friends are going to finish and graduate before me. What am I going to do during this year? It's just a year that I'm wasting. Well, after all, it wasn't a waste year because I learned a lot, I learned a new culture, and it was also a reflection period for me. I went there with the objective to study dentistry, and I finally changed to business management. So it also is the time of reflection. When you finish your studies, you don't have to know what you need to study, but it comes with time. I then went to a French university. All the classes were in French. Obviously, it was a huge challenge for me, but with persistence, hard work, and all the support that my family gave me pushed me all the way. I then came back to UAE, started working for Ittihad. The fact that I lived abroad and learned a new language and excelled in French, this opened a lot of doors in the professional world. So I also got the opportunity to work with Ittihad abroad. I was posted in France for 6 years. I took several roles there and ended up being the country manager for France, also the first Emirati female in Ittihad to hold such a role, and also country manager for Ittihad in Canada. So all in all, I spent 15 years abroad, just came back a year back, and happy to be back to my beautiful country, but a lot of lessons learned. Thank you. And that's why so happy to be amongst you today and to share this experience, but also above everything to say my advice to you all is, one, work hard, be persistent, have positive people around you to push you all the way, adapt to change, and it's okay to change decisions along the way. It's the best years when you're in university. Maximize on this period, enjoy it, and never give up. Thank you, guys.
Sahar.
Hello. I'm Sahar. I'm Garhoud class of 2004. Yes. When I was a senior, I maybe for 2 minutes knew that I wanted to go to culinary school. It was the craziest idea. Probably made me extremely uncomfortable. It made my family very uncomfortable. And that idea or that dream sort of died. But I should have listened to my gut. I should have known. I ended up going to the American University of Sharjah. I have a BA in Mass Communications and Design Management. I ended up working in marketing and social media and all of that. And this is all to say that I ended up coming back to that gut feeling of this is still something that's ongoing. I still feel like it's something that I want to explore. It's something that I wanted to do. When I think about when I'm a senior or when I think back at Mawaqib, some of the best memories or the most prominent memories are of the cafeteria for some reason. I know everyone remembers that pizza from Round Table Pizza. Everyone
and the garlic twists.
The garlic twists and the Capri-Suns and the Menaish. I should have taken that as a sign. I should have followed through. But it's never too late to kind of come back and listen to yourself and listen to your gut and remember to just, you know what you're doing. And the reason why you don't do what you want to do is because it makes you uncomfortable. And what I've learned over time is being uncomfortable is a good feeling. Nice. And I love that uncomfortable feeling of understanding and trying to figure yourself out.
I love that.
Yes.
I'm going to be using it too.
Use it as much as possible.
I love it. It's
I want
true.
everyone to be uncomfortable all the time. But what you'll realize in your discomfort is that you are being true to your gut and true to yourself. And once you set your goals and your visions to align with that, you know where you're going. You know the decisions that you need to make and the path that you need to take and the people that you need to meet and the things that you need to experience to get to your goal. And don't stop just because somebody says that's really unfamiliar. this is really uncomfortable. I don't know how to deal with this. You'll always figure out how to deal with things as long as you have your vision set and you have your goal set and you know where you're going.
That's awesome. I love that. Sahar, I feel bad that I didn't push you to follow your gut feeling in high school. I'm feeling partially guilty right
It's
here.
okay. Now I can come back and work on that cafeteria.
Yes, no more round table pizza. Finished. Gone.
What?
Hey, I know. I'm sorry. A lot of people mourned the gone of round table pizza in the country.
Definitely.
So, what to do? All right. So now we have. You need to cheer them up here, okay? Your call now. Khalid Sharaf, you are from?
Garhoud until grade 7 and
Khalid,
graduated Bersha 2004.
You can't play for both teams.
That's why I like to keep him till the end. So he's had the best of both worlds.
And I have my sister in Khawanij.
Oh, that's right. Khawla's here. Where's Khawla? Hi. So actually, the Sharaf family, the 3 campuses, and we had ISAS also.
ISAS,
Abdullah.
Saad was in ISAS,
and
my
Saad.
brother.
Yeah. All right, Khalid, your take on I'm a senior, now what?
I actually want to start by saying that I really love what Sahar said because what I'm going to say is very similar to it. But before I get to that, I think, first of all, enjoy. Everyone, like at this point of your life, you're like, yes, I'm going to finish high school. I'm going to be free. Enjoy it. But it won't last, yes. But what most important thing about enjoyment after you graduate is that you are now responsible to discipline yourself. In the past session, I think Mr. Al-Jaziri said that you need to distinct the right from the wrong, and you are the only person that can do that. And how do you discipline yourself? Yes, you have to go through, make the mistakes to learn from them, but also there are other ways to discipline yourself. Staying healthy, for example. You don't have to love a single sport and do it over and over. No, just stay healthy, because staying healthy is a discipline. And also don't worry. I think worry is something that is constant today. We worry a lot. Don't worry. If the sky did not fall, everything is going to be fine. Life goes on. You learn from your mistakes, and life moves on. And finally, I want to say also that you are the best person that knows himself or herself. You know yourself better than anyone. Yes, take advice from people. It is good always to take advice from people, but no one knows you better than you. And go back to that gut feeling, because if you feel that you like something, but you're not sure, go for it. Don't let someone tell you, you know, I think your grades are good in physics, for example. You should be an engineer, or you should be a mathematician. Statistics show, yes, but they are not the end game. You know what you know yourself, so go with what you feel. Even if you make a mistake, it's fine. Even if, like me, for example, I studied engineering. I started working in engineering for 3 years, and then I'm like, you know what? I don't like this anymore. I don't think this is what I wanted to do. Yes, I studied electromechanical engineering and mechanical engineering. Thank you, Mr. Musa, for the physics classes, after hours especially. But go with your gut feeling.
I think I'm sensing a common theme among all the alumni about giving this young generation more power to trust what they think, what they feel. And I love that, because this is something we all repeat to them, is you don't need, you are enough. You don't need advisory. You don't need mentorship and role models. If you have them, great, but if you don't, it's okay. You are enough, and you can give yourself what you need. So I'm glad that it's a common theme.
Use your voice.
Yes.
You don't have to be an alumni to use your voice.
Right.
You already have a voice right now.
Find it, and we hope some of you will find it after this conference. All right, it's time for our semi-lightning round with the questions that will be answered in 1 minute or less. Okay? All right. If I spent time preparing, so this is a senior talking. If I spent time preparing for a project, working on a research, solving a problem that is not relevant to what I believe is my future, is this a waste of my time? Studying hard to pass math rather than learning how to be disciplined in everything you do. So instead of looking at math as study hard to pass it versus I'm actually learning to become disciplined by studying. Focusing on waking up early to go to school is more about time management than waking up. So even though you're spending time doing something that you might think is not relevant, is it a waste of time? Sahar.
Absolutely not. I went to university for 4 years. I worked at a university for 3 years, completely outside of the F&B industry or completely outside of the spectrum of being a chef. But everything that I learned in terms of marketing or social media or PR that I studied or that I worked in actually helps me with what I want to achieve right now. And for me right now, I am a chef, but at the background of being a chef, it's really important for me to highlight things like sustainability and biodiversity and locally grown businesses and all of those things. And when I have the platform that I have, and I have the background that I have where I know the strategies, I can integrate the two that will help me amplify my voice.
What do you think, Samir? Is there like something they are doing that's not relevant to their future that would be considered waste?
Everything you do, you learn a lot from. I've had no less than 15 positions in the same company. And in every position, I was a site engineer, then I was a PMO coordinator, then I was a deputy design manager, deputy coordination manager, account manager, sales, software development. We opened a company, I became the CEO. Then I shifted back to the mother company, I became a division manager. And every single step of these, even if I went to marketing, I became the marketing manager, operations coordinator. Every single step of these taught me how bits of pieces. University teaches you how to learn, how you can grab information from any particular source to gain what you want at the end of the road. And there's no end of the road. It's always an ever-expanding road.
Endless learning.
Exactly. Just keep a positive spirit with whatever you do. If you're doing something that you think you're not learning from, you are learning from, stay positive, focus on it, do everything you do with the utmost respect and give it your passion, give it everything that it deserves. Even if you think this is not what I want, you will definitely learn a lot from it.
Would it be safe to say that sometimes what seems irrelevant right now will actually find its way to become relevant to you sooner or later?
I have a very in my first semester at the university, I was electrical engineering and computing technology. So I had to learn Java. And that was the first time I see Java, so I hated it.
But you learned it.
I learned it, but very difficult. It was very difficult for me. I didn't like it. In 2015, when we opened several companies, one of them was a software development company, and that's the one I led. So that course that I hated
came in handy.
Came in handy there.
Fatma, any thoughts on this?
I would say learning is growth. It's normal to ask yourself these kind of questions. Would it be worth it and to put all this energy into it? But I think that one day, obviously, it will make you different. Learning all those things will somehow make its way. Probably when you change jobs, probably when you change careers, when you change your studies, it will always serve somehow. and you'll always find connections with someone and build relationships. It doesn't only have to serve for your professional career, but it also serves for your social life. So it is important, and it's never a waste of time.
Excellent.
I have something
Oh,
to say
I
about that.
had
Very good
another
example,
question for you.
actually. I had
Tell
a
me.
really good
Yalla,
example.
Jen.
So just with regards to how knowledge is transferable, I think a lot of the times you don't realize where you're going to need it and when you're going to need it. And a very good example is we had a fellow colleague, student, you'll know who I'm talking about, who was the bane of Ustaz Abdullah's existence, who refused to do math, who could not for the life of her understand why she needed it. And no. But a few years later, this same girl is a painter and a sculptor, and proportion is math, and markups on your paintings are math, and color mixing is science, and it all came back to her as to why she needed to sit in those classes, why she needed to put in a little bit of effort, and it only helped her out 10, 15 years later when she was making her sales. So nothing you learn is useless, nothing you learn is irrelevant, and just like we said, the more varied your toolkit, the more prepared you are to face what life is going to throw at you.
Excellent. I figured out who it is. Hey, Ana Maria. Yeah. And a lot of them know her. Or Malda. Oh, Malda in your class. Kamena. Okay, both of them, I think. Right? Oh, yeah, no, Ana was good in math. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. Khalid, you studied where? In UAE or in Boston?
My first degree in Dubai, second degree in Boston.
Okay, so I get this question a lot from the seniors about, what does it mean to study abroad? And whether you studied abroad or not, what do you think are the 3 most significant challenges? What should our seniors be prepared for? All right, like the 3 top ones. There are many. Okay, I would say, and I told them the other day, maybe number 1 is learning how to wash your socks. So like doing your own laundry is probably one of the biggest challenges for people now. Even though COVID helped us with that. So what are, like, on your list, the 3 top challenges?
I think, like you said, firstly, being independent is very challenging at the beginning. Leaving your house, leaving your comfort zone, leaving your family, having to hustle around and finding, what's the best deal I could get, what's the best place I could get. Finding the right people also to surround yourself with when you leave your home is very important. Going back to that point where, people around you influence your lifestyle, influence your future, whether you know it or you don't, but it happens. It's in your subconscious. The way you live, the way you interact with people is very important. And I would call it being street smart is also challenging because you're very dependent here. Even if I would have looked at it as I studied in Dubai, but I lived alone, it would have still been much easier than going abroad because here, you still have your family, you still have your friends, your community.
Accessibility to everything.
And changing all of that is really challenging. So you have to be alert always.
And I would add to it maybe managing finances. Because if you haven't started learning yet, you have to learn how to manage your finances for sure when you're abroad. All right. Do they have to figure out what they need to do and what they have to become now? I mean, is there a time you think when it is too late to decide what you have to become? I mean, do we all have to decide now? They are under so much pressure. I've spoken to them, spoken to some of them, and I know that the biggest pressure and maybe the worst question they get asked all the time is, so did you decide what you want to study? So do you know, what is your passion? Jennifer and I have talked a lot about this because, everyone who knows me knows I don't subscribe to passion. So what can we tell them to make sure they understand that it's okay that you haven't decided everything about your life yet. Yes?
You have your whole life ahead of you. It's still too early. You have time, and use it smartly, but also don't feel under pressure. Don't be worried. Leave the worry behind, and it will come to you. Experiencing life, experiencing your surroundings outside of school, meeting new people, finding that experience and diversifying experiences is really going to help you find your passion. But there's no
اصبروا
rush.
على أعماركم.
There's no rush.
Isn't that what you
Take,
said?
it's okay to take a 1-year gap, a 2-year gap. That's completely
If you
fine.
can afford it.
Absolutely.
Sahar.
If you can take time, don't rush into things. Don't rush. Take your time and understand that, you know, we live right now in a very interesting time where things happen instantaneously and things almost change overnight. And like overnight, we're in the metaverse, and overnight we have NFTs, and overnight we're dealing with Bitcoin, and things are changing, and expect that things will change, and expect to develop with that change, and to change with that change, and to grow with that change. Whatever decision you make right now, it could definitely evolve or go in a different direction. Just be open to the fact that we are now living in an instantaneous world. We're living in a world where we have access to so much information and knowledge and just everything, that you don't have to make any decision or stick to any decision if it's not serving you or if it's not making you happy anymore.
I don't want to give everyone the impression that we're encouraging one way or another. It's not about whether you decide to continue or not in your university. It's about knowing you don't have to make all the decisions about your life right now. Take your time. At 55, I'm still trying to
patience is your
decide.
power.
Yeah, and you know, we are all in above 30s, I want to say, and it's still, huh?
I still didn't take that decision.
See? So, yani, there's still, you know, plenty of stages in your life where you'll have time to make other decisions. You don't have to make them all now. Your most important decision right now is, what am I having for dinner with my family tonight? And then we'll take it from there. All right. I wanted to go to the seniors a little bit. I know it's been rough in the sun out there, guys, but I want to ask you, how many, if you think that your parents or your teachers or your principals or whoever in your life are always, or more often than you would like, pressuring you into making a decision about your future, stand up. Stand up if you're under pressure to make a decision about your life.
Najati, stand up.
All right,
I wanna stand
look at
up.
how many of you. You're under pressure?
Yeah.
How do we relieve this pressure from everyone? اصبروا على أعماركم. You do not owe any adult in your life an explanation of what you want to do next. You owe yourselves peace of mind in whatever decision you make next. How many seniors are now in a conversation with their parents because their parents think they are not making the right choice in university? Stand up. Stand up. If your parents or adults in your life are telling you no, like they did to Sahar, no, change your decision. Stand up. Trust your gut feeling.
Najati stood up.
Marwan, stand up.
Marwan. Trust your gut feelings. Your inner voices are stronger than you think. Trust them. And you will have support from others, if not the people who are directly in your life. Okay? How many people out of you, how many seniors and adults here are constantly have to answer this question, which aggravates me, which is, or a direction or an instruction, Jennifer and I agree, and I know some of the alumni used it, but with all due respect, find your passion. How many people hear this every day? How many are tired of hearing it? Raise your hand if you're tired of hearing find your passion. You know why you're tired? Because you don't have to. You don't have to find a passion. If you have, good for you. But if you haven't, it's okay. Just love what you do. She loves what she does. I love what I do. Do you love what you do? Love what you do. Passion, if it comes good, what's the best thing about passion? Passion, fruit. Okay? All right. In one word, how do you feel about being here today, having left Mawakib more than 10 years ago? Very quickly, we're winding down. Khalid.
Grateful.
Ah, that's wonderful. Samir.
Loved.
Loved, you are. Fatma.
Proud.
Proud. Oh my God, these are awesome words. Sahar.
Privileged.
Oh.
They took
I am so moved by all of these words. Jennifer?
I'm excited.
Excited.
I'm excited.
So privileged, excited, loved, grateful, and proud. That's the Mawakib DNA, I think. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. We appreciate you. And I can't wait to see what else you do. And if you want to taste Sahar's desserts, you go to Karak Inc.
Yes.
And that is the best cotton picking peanut butter jelly sandwich on the planet.
That is me and Marwan, by the way.
Whatever.
Marwan,
Marwan, I expected you to walk in with one for me, but okay. Fine.
If you ever want to catch Marwan and I, just
Karak
eating
Inc.
thing all day.
Karak Inc. in Box Park is also the best Karak, by the way. So, thank you all very much. Round of applause for our alumni. Group picture, AMSI Voices. I hope you guys had a little break in the shade, and I want to say again, I'm so sorry that we're having probably the hottest day of the year today. I was not counting on this, but no matter, it's worth it. صح أستاذ Johnny? While we wait for the alumni to waddle back slowly, how many of you have been to Expo not with the school? Bravo. I love your hair, by the way. You're in Garhoud or Barsha? Mr. Omar, you cannot cut his hair. What's your name? Ya hala bi Khalid. Who else needs immunity from haircut? Stand up if you need immunity. Johnny, that's me. What's your name? Ponytail, what's your name? Ayham, you're safe. I call you safe with the man bun. هلا أستاذ عمر عم تسجل. He's safe. Who else? Anyone else need immunity? I'm passing out immunities today. مين? What's your name? Hassan? Hassan Baydun. Safe. أستاذ عمر عم تسجل؟ Okay. Anyone else? شو كلهم بالجرهود مبين. What's your name? أحمد شو؟ شيل الماسك لحظة. أهلا بأحمد. Safe. شو؟ ما عليه. And you guys are seniors? أكيد safe. Sugar hood, no one needs immunity. Barsha, sorry. What do you need? Now he looks great already. Yeah? Safe from what? What do you need? Tell me what you need. Nothing? Khalas, nothing then. You have to give them something. That's lovely. Oh, do we have any Ra'idat and Jawali here today? If you're a Ra'ide, say I. If you are a Jawal, say I. Aywa. So let's do one Scouts song. How many alumni remember the Scout songs? Come on. Saleh, which one do you remember? Olalla Kiriya. No? Everyone knows Olalla Kiriya? Yeah? Which one do you know? Gigi? All right, here we واحد اثنين ثلاثة. Now come on, that's a good one. Are you ready? All of you, if you don't know, follow with us. So we go like this. Ready? الرائدات والجوال اللي بيعرفوها يوقفوا. وقفوا الرائدات وقفوا. Ready? يلا رن, Stephanie, Mahra, كلكن. Alumni, come on, Sarah, you know this. Where is Sarah? You know it. Hajar, you know it. Ready? واحد اثنين ثلاثة. 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 There we go. Hey, we do the next one then. Because this was so good, we do Ajiji. Where's Mr. Michel? Is he here? Ready? Ready? Who's gonna start me off with Ajiji? Come on. Come on, Barsha girls. Rashud, وينه Rashud? يلا Rashud, Ajiji. Ajiji, Ajiji. Oh, fail. Fail, 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 fail. Fail. We do it again. Bravo, Garhoud boys. Let's do it again. Ready? Come on, alumni. Ajiji, Ajiji, O, Ajiji, Ajiji, Zim, Bomba. O, Zim, Bomba. Bravo. Bravo. Are all my alumni here now? Are you ready? Yasser, ready? Yes, miss. Huh? No, that one I don't approve. Because that's a weapon. Weapons not allowed in school. Nails are weapons. I allow you color in the bottom of your hair. What's that called? I don't remember what it's called. Streak? No, not the nails, the hair. هيدا مش immunity, هيدا you're changing a system. No. All right. I want to invite someone very special on stage, and he in turn will introduce you to someone super special and dear to my heart and everyone who knows him. So I want you all to listen very closely to what he has to share with you, because he knows a thing or two about how the choices you make impact your lives, and you need to own the results that come out of them. Without further ado, Yasser, can you join me up here? So this is Yasser Al-Kimda. Yasser is Al-Mawakib Barsha, class of 2001. You ready to tell us the story? Go check. He's here? All right, great. Ready? Okay. Can I use 2 microphones for this?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First, I'd like to start by thanking you, Ms. Elisar. You still scare me since high school till today.
And if you know what he does for a living, that means a lot.
I believe I was the reason Mr. Mihyu lost his hair, and Mr. Adeniz has a few white hairs because of me. I think a few.
Do we have this recorded? Because I need to share it with Mihyu. So
Yeah.
it wasn't me, it was Yasser.
Yeah, of course.
Mihyu would be
course.
my husband who
All right.
the ISAS people would know.
All right. Today I'm going to introduce someone, a graduate of 2004. And I'd like to explain to you sometimes how things face us differently after we graduate. It's not always, life is not fair sometimes to us, but it's how we own it. It's how we face it. It's how we confront it. It's how we adapt to it. Sometimes we are people of circumstance. Circumstances are not always in our favor. I'd like to introduce a hero of mine, someone I look up to, someone, regardless of whatever I go through, whenever I think of him, whenever I see what he's doing, inspires me. I'd like to have this chance to introduce my brother, Ali Ahmed Al-Kamda, class of 2004.
Still handsome.
No. هاكل حق. Now, Ali graduated from 2004, التحق بالجامعة, and he had a car accident in 2006. That was the reason of his condition right now. And I cannot imagine what Ali goes through. Regardless of whatever I went through, imagining myself in his position, I don't know how he does it. Ali, after all the treatments and medical hospital visits domestically and internationally, علي ما شاء الله عليه كمل دراسته. علي ما شاء الله عليه وتبارك الله حاليا موظف في شركة خاصة. علي إذا تقول له سير وخلص alright, sorry, in English. If you tell Ali now, with his condition, Ali يعني الله يحفظه doesn't have even control over his fingers, but you tell him you need to do this, he will find a way to do it on his own. When I look at Ali, my brother, and Ms. Elisar knows a lot about what we have been through as a family and what we have experienced in life. When I look at him and I see what he has achieved, regardless of his condition, regardless of whatever life threw at him, صراحة يعني I can't say only to be inspired, and I'm proud and honored. Now, I'll give the mic to Ali, and Ali wanted to. And خلاص تخرجت مو بلازم تقول.
You don't want to say something?
فضل من الله سبحانه وتعالى أول شيء بس يعني just stay positive.
How do you keep it? How do you keep going? How are you? يعني explain that to them.
Put in your head, nothing is difficult.
Nothing is difficult. Ali Khouya has been through يعني conditions and challenges that maybe I can never understand, but I'll try to appreciate it as much as possible. But he's a symbol of hope and never giving up. He tried everything in his power to do and everything on his own. He does require support and he has a family support, but yet he shows me and he tells me, and I still remember this, I learned it from him. And I'm proud that I learned it from him. It's a verse from the Quran. And I don't know how I used to read it, and it makes me feel better. It says, قُلْ يَا عِبَادِيَ الَّذِينَ أَسْرَفُوا لَا تَقْنَطُوا مِنْ رَحْمَةِ اللَّهِ. Ali taught me that. Never give up, regardless of whatever you go through, regardless of how life might be hard, how you might go through things that you cannot anticipate. Ali taught me that God's grace, God's forgiveness, and believing in yourself will always help people through. Thank you, Ali. مشكور أخويا. حبيبي.
Ali is an example of why I keep telling you all, you think you learned from us, but we learned from you, and I have learned so much from him.
We all
From
did.
him.
We all did.
Habib Ali.
استريحي لي خله. He'll
You're
join us
good?
in.
You're good?
All right, I'd like to understand something. Why are you wearing jackets when it's so hot? It doesn't make sense.
Because here's a chance to show off our senior jackets.
We didn't get jackets back in the day.
Yeah, no.
No.
No, they make them on their own. They're amazing. They can run the school if I hand it over to them. And that's because they have people like Omar Hatoum and Musa and Samira and Amir and Rania and Rula and Ali and all of them. It's because they are all there.
I have the mic.
Miss
Where's
Wafa. كلهم. If I have to name them, it'll take forever.
Nayouf?
Okay, I'll tell you what. All the heads of section who are here, stand up, please. وينكم؟ there they are. عم بيحرسوا الابواب. All the teachers who are here, stand up. أصلاً they're all standing, and I see that the teachers are standing. يعطيكم ألف عافية. May God bless you for your patience, your love, and your giving every day to these awesome students. Thank you. I love my Mawakib family, and I'm so proud. All right.
Am I off the stage?
Is it your panel
I think.
now? So
I don't know.
stay.
Inshallah.
يلا خليك معي.
All right, can I
All
keep
right,
talking?
so time it's for panel 3.
Panel 3.
Yeah.
Oh, that's me. Is it?
Huh? يلا, here it is.
وين نيوف؟ تعال.
وين نيوف تعال.
تعال. تعال. I got the mic. مو بعكيفك.
Panel 3, I would love to invite to this. Before I do that, actually, I wanted to emphasize how grateful we are as AMSI Voices for the generosity of the Safadi family. The fact that they were able to provide all of you with lunch today at such short notice was awesome. And that's what having alumni in our lives means to me. It means if I need something, I can call them, they'll be there. But they know that if they call me, we'll be there for them as well. So Fadl is not here, but whoever, Safadi, thank you so much. All right, so now, how acceptance of and belonging to a diverse culture impacted my development. So on stage with me for this conversation is Yasser Al-Kimda, class of 2001. Najati Husseini, class of 2003. Ahmed Darwish, class of 2004. Nada Darraj, not our youngest, Antonio is the youngest, class of 2010. So this is a smaller panel. This is why we were able to afford some time to have. Yes, of course. I would be honored. وين الميكروفون هذا مع ياسر? Is it here? ياسر هون أنت وياسر حد بعض.
So much radio from you.
How awesome was Ali that he spoke? You know how difficult it is here? No. So we're going to wait a second for Yasser to come back from Ali. What did you all think? Now that you've seen this young man and his everyday battle, doesn't it make you look back at what you consider is a problem or an obstacle for you and rethink how you may not have assessed it well and it's not that difficult? If your perspective on a personal problem has changed even a little bit after seeing this, please raise your hand. Yeah. So now, how do you go about making sure you remember this feeling you have right now? Mish, after it's all over and we move, you forget what you saw here. It's very important to find ways so that the lesson we learned doesn't fleet us. We have to keep it up. All right? Ali will remain, hopefully, on all of your minds as a reminder of how lucky you are and how grateful and appreciative you should be. Okay?
Thank you, Ms. Elisa.
Thank you. All right. So, We are at how acceptance and belonging to a diverse culture impacted my impacted my development. So we all know that one of the main and most beautiful things about our Mawakib family is the diversity, is the different backgrounds, the different cultures, the different religions. So today, each of you will have 3 minutes or less. Naif.
Naif.
I don't mind you standing up and saying like this. Eh? Use your own mobiles to time yourselves if that helps. And give us your uninterrupted take on this topic. I will start with Ahmed. Surprise?
Wow, yes.
It's like being in an exam and saying Ahmed Allouh.
Allouh.
Yalla.
It's been a while I heard Allouh, by the way. Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ahmed Darwish. I graduated from Barsha in 2004. Before that I was
Barsha, make some noise.
But I also went to Garhoud as well, so I get the best of both. Thank you. I went to, by the way, I was a classmate of Ali. I have to say that, mashallah, Ali, he had the smile and he still has it. And I am so proud of him that he is still fighting and he's still able to make us proud of him, like always. Allah yahfadh. Growing up in Dubai, growing up in Mawakib with this diverse culture or people from all over the place, it made me, I consider myself a citizen of the world. I can say that because I could easily talk to anyone. I went and studied in the US. I was able to adjust. I was able to meet people. It wasn't very hard. Right now, my day job is I work for Emirates Airline. It's probably the most global company in the world. Different nationalities. I can get along easily with anyone, which is something that you need to do as you grow up. You need to be able to communicate with people. One thing I learned is that no matter where you come from, there's a lot of people that are going to have problems or they went through so much in life. It's more of an advice I would like to give you is that no one really cares what problems you have or what you've been through. You cannot use that as an excuse not to grow. You can't. You have to always push yourself no matter what it is. Some of you might have problems with your parents. Your parents want the best for you, but you probably don't understand that. I also did not understand that, but that doesn't matter. You have to grow. You have to be able to challenge yourself and take what life throws at you, just fight it. Just challenge yourself. Yeah, I think, thank you.
Yasser.
Again? All right. Don't start the timer yet, huh? Sabr. Reset. I'm not going to do this sitting down. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. أنا مو متعود أجلس وأتكلم.
خذ راحتك.
متأكدة؟
أكيد. 100%.
والله.
والله.
All right.
Time is up.
Yeah. All right, about that. I think our topic changed. It was diversity. We were a different panel and you changed this, but I'll adapt. We always do. I remember it was a different title. I will blame Stephanie for it. So first, let me introduce myself. My name is Yasser Ahmed Al-Kamda. I'm a major in Dubai Police. I work in the Criminal Investigations Department. One of my worst friends, Naif Shaheen, is sitting right next to me. I've been friends with him for the past 25 years. طبعاً, the other panelists that I've known later on, Saleh Al-Jazairi, Mohammed Al-Khayyat, وأختنا مريم وغيرهم. These are the good people. This guy, don't listen to him. Don't ever listen to him. Now.
محمد الحرمي.
Oh, خياط بعد زين. نفس الشيء. You got it. All right, diversity. What is diversity? Is it necessarily people from different countries? Is it necessarily people from different beliefs? To me, diversity is much more than just that. And that's what I've been exposed in Mawakib, especially starting Mawakib. Starting with Mr. Adonis. how he taught me diversity is not only these things, but it's accepting people with different mindsets, people who think differently than you, who do not necessarily agree with what you think. When it comes to diversity of thought, it is when you challenge your own beliefs or you challenge your own thoughts and someone who really cares about you. And that was Mr. Adonis to me. And it helped me and it molded me into the person that I am today. So what do I mean by that? When you're firm and stick on the ground on a certain idea and people around you are just agreeable, that's not the kind of diversity I'm looking for. I'm looking for a challenge of thought. Someone who would challenge my thoughts but would come as, what is it, positive criticism? Huh? Constructive criticism. مشكور Naif. No one asked you to talk. Is that? It's challenging your own thoughts with the people you care about. It's having people around you who are very different in how they perceive things, because everyone looks at life differently. Everyone perceives it differently. It's trying to be understanding and having an open mind, regardless how different a person may be. It really helped me as a student. It helped me as a father. It helped me as an employee in the government. It helped me to do my job better. My advice to you, and what I wish people told me when I was graduating from Mawakib, is always have an open mind. Always listen. Doesn't necessarily mean agree. If you disagree with someone, doesn't mean that they're not your friend or they don't care about you. Disagreement sometimes builds up a better belief, a stronger belief. Sometimes helps you come up with new ideas. Is my 3 minutes up, Naif? Almost? How many seconds do I have? 2 seconds, okay. Mawakib Barsha! Sorry, Garhoud. Asif.
I got you, Garhoud. I got you. I got you, Garhoud. I got you, Garhoud. I am Garhoud. It is the mothership.
It is, that is true. Always question. Always seek advice from people you believe and always challenge your own thoughts. ما راح أطول عليكم. And last but not least, as I said, and the reason I wanted Ali to be here, because sometimes we face things that might hurt us, that might change our career paths, or might change what we want to be. Circumstances are not always in our favor, but we can always adapt. We can always make something better out of it. Never give up. Ali, to me, showed me that. He taught me that. It's never give up, regardless how tough life may be it financial, be it social, be it career-wise. Don't give up. There's always a solution. Wallahi wafukum inshallah, and I wish you all the best.
Najati?
Hi, good afternoon. Okay, before I introduce myself and before I tell you which school I went to, I just want to say that you guys are so effing lucky. You are really, really lucky. I mean, we're lucky as well to be here, but you should be extremely grateful because the entire school, I mean, I don't know any other school that have managed to put their seniors out in the sun for this long in an expo, and they've been working day and night to make sure that you guys have a better future, that you guys get to understand what is it like out there and so on. So I think a round of applause, of appreciation for the school, it's only half due. Thank you. Now, I'm Najati Al-Husseini. I'm class of 2003. Garhoud, baby! I mean, I don't care what anyone says, Garhoud is it, okay?
You just because Mr. Michel lives here.
It's authentic. It had that.
It's like, bring it on.
You're sailing at the 5th of Feb, remember. Remember, huh?
Well, anyway, I'm not gonna repeat what my colleagues here have said because it's pretty much the same thing, and I'm not gonna really tell you much about my work. I work in advertising. I have a very good job. Super great, la 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 la. But what I want to focus on is how me being effectively have interacted with so many cultures and backgrounds, how they helped me in my professional career today. And it is it's one of those things that wherever you go, somehow you've been exposed to so many cultures and so many religions and so many backgrounds and so many festivals. You know about Diwali, you know about the Orthodox celebrations, you know about Christmas, you know about Eid, you know about everything. And you can connect and relate to people much quicker. And in my industry, connecting with people without, it's a subconscious thing that when you know what they're celebrating and you celebrate with them, because you've been exposed to such environment, really makes you closer to your people, to your community, to the people that you're doing business with, that you're building relations with. And it just makes you relatively more successful while you understand who you're dealing with. And you share your happiness, or you share their happiness with you, and vice versa. And remember, when you connect with people, you're building genuine connections. And when you do that, it's like you take love or appreciation and you give it back. And I think that's one of the formulas to succeed in life. I think.
Love it. Nada?
Hello. Hi, guys. My name is... Wow, loving the energy. My name is Nada Darraj. I'm actually a graduate of ISAS.
Woo! ISAS, come on. Who's ISAS? I'm counting on
Anyone
Khawanij here
ISAS?
ISAS transfers.
Amazing.
Those who transfers from ISAS to Mawakib, who are you? Raise your hands. There you are.
ISAS rocks.
It does.
Garhoud, baby.
No, Guys, we just screamed. Come on, it's my turn now. It's ISAS, and that's it. No Garhoud, no Barsha, it's ISAS. Anyways, what I wanted to say is also relevant to everyone here. So I'm not going to repeat what they said. However, I just want to tell you more about me. I now have a business in the F&B. It's called Beit Maryam. Do we know Beit Maryam?
How many people have eaten at the Beit Maryam? If you haven't, you're missing it because it rocks.
Yeah. And I'm expecting all of you guys to see you in Beit Maryam. I'm not going to give you discounts, but just come and enjoy it. No, so basically, my dream, and it's still always a dream, is to travel the world. Because I'm a people's person. I just like to be around people. I like to meet different people from different background, different religion. I'm always curious about what they have, like how they do things, what they have in mind. And I'm honestly very lucky to be living here in Dubai because I traveled the world just by being here and by meeting so many people from all around the world. So we're extremely lucky. I actually grew up in Saudi and then moved to the States, and I'm now here in the UAE. I've met so many people, and with me having the restaurant for now 5 years, I've had so many people from all around the world, and that helped me in my career. It helped me understand other people's background. It helped me understand what they like, what they don't, and it helped me embrace the beauty and the uniqueness that each culture had. So diversity is such a beautiful thing, and I just want to end it at that. Short and sweet.
Thank you very much. All right, it's question time, and we have to keep the answers short. The first one is, how did your Mawakib or ISAS experience help you beat stereotypes and cultural biases during your university or in your workplace? How did you handle it? I mean, we are right now here all Arab, Muslim, Christian, but Arab. And so we have to deal with our own set of cultural biases when we travel. Did your experience in Al-Mawakib help you with that? And how did you handle specific experience? Masalan, Ahmed, you studied in the US. Can you briefly give us an example of how this helped?
Okay. My first year, I got a scholarship, so I met other people who also got scholarship from the UAE government. One guy was from Ras Al Khaimah, I remember. He barely got out of Ras Al Khaimah. Typical, how do I say it in English? Anyways, typical Emirati, didn't meet any people from abroad. The first 3 months there, he was crying almost every day. Every day he's crying, homesick. We all get homesick when we go there, but not that much. But the fact that I was able to make friends, I was able to connect with people, I had the mindset, like an open-minded mindset. I was very easily able to enter different communities and make the new friends. So I would say that's the best part. It helped me in my career as well. I said I worked for Emirates. You have to, in your career, when you start working, you have to be nice to everyone. I was able to understand people. I was able to make, my colleagues became my good friends. So I think that's really was important for me.
That's great. And I know that you graduated in 2004. So your experience dates back 17, 18 years. Wow. 18 years ago.
Yep.
Things are different now, and Emiratis are more and more exposed, and they can handle it. But still, being in a community that offers this kind of diversity gives them an edge, no matter how.
It does. I
Yeah.
totally agree. Yes.
Can anyone talk about this more, or should I move to the next question? Do you have anything specific related to this? No?
I think the most thing is it helped me adapt in whatever situation I was put in whatever people I met. It just helped me to adapt.
Excellent.
And that's the best thing.
That's wonderful. All right. Can you share a situation, since you are part of the Mawakib family, can you share a situation where this network of Mawakibis helped you get something done? Yani, I always speak of we are there for each other, and I can give so many examples. Fadl Safadi was an example today. I know I can pick up the call and say, Saleh, I need something. It will happen. But that's me, and I'm Miss Alisar. So I have to think maybe there's a little bit of bias there. But for you as alumni, have you been in a situation where this network of Mawakibis did help you get something done?
Yes,
Najati.
I have a perfect example.
Tell me.
So I got an email from a potential client. He was from the Emirates, local. His name is Badr Mubarak.
Of course.
And he added me on WhatsApp, and he messaged me to set up a meeting. And his picture on WhatsApp was with Sheikh Hamdan, with Fazza. So I'm like, this is big. So I went dressed up in a full suit and stuff, and I went to his. He has a fish farm factory where the sustainability part of fish farming. And the office was empty, so they were restructuring, or he just took over or something. And he just sat down, and I was pretty nervous because I thought, this is really big. So we got the talking, and within 5-10 seconds, he's like, you went to Mawakib? I said, yeah. He's like, I went to Mawakib. He went to Barsha. Yeah. So
But this is Garhoud and Barsha coming together.
I swear to you, we spoke about work for 1 minute, and we spoke about life for the next 3 hours.
That's typical.
And we got the client. So,
You got the
yeah,
client.
we got the client.
That's wonderful.
I'd like to add to this.
ياسر.
أنا عمري ما استفدت من هالإنسان. أنا عمري ما نفعني بشيء.
Abuse اليوم, bullying from. Tell me, do you have any experiences like these?
Miss Alisar, I work in the police.
Finally, he divulges where he is.
Yeah, I work in the police. People come to me, and I'll help anyone and anyone, regardless. And it's the belonging of Mawakib that you guys have taught us. It's when we, from Barsha, went to Garhoud, to Mr. Michel's art club, and that's where I met Najati. That's where I got to know Hala Barghouth, Joyce, وغيرهم. And they're all dear friends. And it's not that it's a network, we're family.
Correct.
And families stand up with each other, regardless, no matter what. Even if you're not in touch, even if you haven't seen them for a while, just having that family connection with them due to the activities, due to what you guys taught us.
I love it. Okay, I'll give one example if I'm allowed. So I usually have dinners at my house, and I invite alumni young ladies periodically. We haven't had them in COVID. And in one of these evenings, they come from, class of 2017 all the way to 1990. And so they don't know each other, but because they're all from Mawakib, somehow they connect. And from that one dinner, a business started where the lawyer who helped with the business was Shafi al-Jaziri. The interior designer was Hiba Nahawi. The person who helped with the gym lessons were Mahra al-Mulla. And so it became, from that dinner, they became an entity and started a business. So all of you seniors out there need to know that you're each other's support, not only now, but also in the future, and so are we for you. So that's on that one. Last question for this panel. In your experience, this is repeated from the panel before because I think it's very important that we get your take on it. The factors that help these seniors become more developed, they develop. What are the main factors that contribute to your personal development that you've carried through and turned into values? مين بده؟
I'm going to take this.
يلا ياسر.
All right, I need to explain a little bit. How many minutes do I have? Knife? Nothing? Okay, then I'll talk. One of the most important things I learned in Mawakib that really affected me, that helped me, is forgiveness. And what do I mean by that? Guys, I'm not an A student or even a B student. I'm probably one of the worst students that Mr. Adonis have ever seen in his life. I drove him crazy. Everybody knows that. I used to run away. I didn't skip class. I skipped days.
Weeks.
So, Mr. Adonis, and I remember so well, I used to have the attitude, the problems, the fight, so on and so forth. I remember once I was thinking at home, and I had long hair, and Mr. Adonis used to talk to me, ياسر أنت بتمثل المواكب. يوم تمثل مواكب الواقع تكون بمظهر يناسب المواكب. This is how he used to talk to me. وأنا ما كنت أستاهل هالأسلوب أحس يعني بصراحة. فيوم من الأيام قررت, and I really thought about it. I was at home. I was like, you know what? Let me cut my hair. So I did cut it short. I remember till now how he hugged me when I came to school, as if I haven't done anything, as if I was the best student in that school. Forgiveness, and that's what he did. He overlooked all of the things I've done. He's overlooked everything that horrible, the arguments, the nagging, the running away, the pranks, so on and so forth. He overlooked that and he forgave that. And I learned that from him. And so forgiveness is when you forgive yourself, you forgive others for if they overstepped and so on and so forth. It will make your life easier. That's one thing I took. That's one thing I'm proud of learning.
That's amazing. I love it.
I forgive you, Yasser.
I don't.
I have one thing to say.
We are like way over.
Okay.
Just go ahead, Ahmed.
لا أحمد.
Huh?
لا نبغى تذاكر طيران.
No. I have to say it.
Go ahead, Ahmed.
I studied aerospace engineering. Since grade 10, 11, I always thought physics was very hard. We got one of the best physics teacher in the world, Mr. Musa.
Oh.
He is the reason I studied
Where is
engineering.
he?
I have to say that.
Where is he?
He's right there. Mr.
Hey.
Musa. Well, it's Mawakib. You always get the best teachers.
I'm going to add this because the 3 best ever physics teachers that ever went through Mawakib
Adonis
were Mr. Omar, Mr. Musa, and Mr. Adonis.
They're all from Mawakib.
In those days, not current days.
By the way, Mr. Musa was in Garhoud.
Yeah.
But he was so good that we took him to Basha.
He was in Garhoud and then he moved. Well,
We're going to have problems being.
Najati is winning this one.
Adonis was in Mawakib.
Yeah.
We're all one. Me too. Barsha, Mawakib. We're just
Everyone
one.
Afaki.
No,
And the
Barsha,
sound
sorry.
of reason comes from Isa. Thank you, Isas.
You're welcome.
Anyway, this brings this panel to an end. Thank you. This was so much fun. Thank you for listening to them. Please show them some appreciation. Group picture. AMSI voices. It's so sunny out here. You guys, I was here till 5 in the morning setting up your stage. I think I earned my shade time. وين الأمسي voices? حمود وينه؟ يلا مريم وينك؟
No, he went to the Iranian pavilion.
This is the last time we invite him, huh? Last panel ever.
منيح اللي بالشرطة ماشي الحال. وين مريم؟ يلا. Where's Marwa? Where's Marwa? قولك يلا. Oh, you don't have a blue thing? Oh, stay there then. يلا. Ah, you got it. Oh, okay, you got the blue thing. By the way, all of you, in 8 days? In 7 days, Najati will go on a sailing trip.
Might.
No, he will.
If Yasser allows him.
Around the world. He will have an Instagram account we can all follow him on, okay? Yalla Mahra.
Now I have to do it.
Yes, he is a Garhoudi. You got fans. So when he sets up the Instagram account, you all follow and see what's going on. Yalla Mahra? Yalla. If I could speak to my younger self, this is what I would say. And to this panel, I invite my fantastic and amazing dentist, Dr. Muhammad Naji. Class of 2010. I also present to you Mr. Muhammad Al-Mansouri, who is working now in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Muhammad is class of 2010 as well. We add to that the young and charming Mr. Antonio Shidia. Antonio is class of 2013, I believe. Yes? The always eloquent Sarah Bahman. Sarah is class of 2007. And last and certainly not least, young Fatma Galadari. And Fatma is class of 2005. 12? Oh, someone. Oh, yeah, it is 12. I'm sorry. I read the other Fatma Al-Mheri. Sorry. Yeah, I thought. So this group, they're young. They're energetic. I thought we should finish with some energy, especially after this long day. So I'm going to start it off by, again, نايف وينك؟ من هونيك. وينه؟ اختفى. Muhammad, you're handling the time then. So 3 minutes or less. If you could talk to your younger self, which wasn't a long time ago for many of you, but I'm saying really young, like high school. What would you say? Who wants to go first? Fatma. You're in the sun.
Yeah, it's
you
fine.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right. Yalla,
Yeah,
Fatma.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tell us which campus before they go nuts.
Of course, Barsha 2012.
Yay!
First of all, Mr. Isar, I'd like to thank you for inviting us yet again on another platform where we can talk to our bright future minds of tomorrow. I actually wasn't part of this panel. I was part of, I'm a senior, now what? But a part of growing up and stepping out of your shoes right now as seniors is adaptability and being fungible across whatever it is that you do or decide to pursue. So another thing I'm actually lucky to have right now is I not only speak to myself to my younger self from 10 years ago when I was in your shoes, I am speaking to my younger self today, having my little Maryam Galadari, a senior.
Ah, yes. Where is she?
Right there. Who I watched and guided from the time I used to pick her up in KG with her pinafore and her little curls to the woman she is today, and inshallah, the doctor of tomorrow. So the one piece of advice I'll give you, and I know it was a theme that a lot of alumni have highlighted, is stepping out of your comfort zone. So the advice I would give to my younger self, and it did start in senior year of Mawakib actually, was stepping out of my comfort zone and making sure I experience the degree of opportunities that I have at hand. So I went to study abroad in Boston, first one in my family to do so, first female in the family to do so with my hijab. Again, it was intense, and stepping out of the comfort zone is a tiny part of what you had to experience. But that shaped who I am today. The responsibilities that I handled from when I was in school, من ناحية البيت, من ناحية, I always saw myself not just as, inshallah, future, I'm an investment banker right now, so not as an investment banker, but as a daughter and a sister first. And I always found that the core values Mawakib had instilled within me have stayed with me throughout my journey of life so far. I graduated from Boston, found myself wanting to pursue the next big thing, and that was investment banking. I currently am, 4 years in it. I decided to join HSBC in particular because it's a global platform, because Mawakib had already prepared me for what it is to belong to a diverse set of people. And through that, we're an organization of 260,000 employees globally. My name, I rest assure you, is known all the way in London HQ and Hong Kong. Not because of, Fatma is a very outspoken lady and is quite extroverted, but mainly because Fatma entered investment banking hearing the first set of words were, "You're a Emirati, you're just going to be clocking in and clocking out." And I decided to break that ceiling, both as an Emirati and as a female. I was the only female on the team, still am. The females in investment banking, ينعدون على الأصابع يعني. And through that, of course, I've decided to make sure that for our future generation, Ms. Aysar, you also raised it, sorry. That's financial literacy. You guys have to know it from now.
Absolutely. And independence.
100%. And that is a skill you're going to need for the rest of your life. And it's even a thing that both Mohammed and I are part of the Future Nears program, and I'm sure he's going to elaborate more on it, but it's a specific theme that I'm personally very keen on instilling within you guys, our youth. Thank you.
I want to say, have you all heard of the Future Nears? So this is a new initiative with 11 people, I think, formed by the UAE government. And out of the 11, I believe 4 are Mawakib alumni. How awesome is that? Beautiful. All right, Muhammad, what are you going to tell us about this?
All right, first of all,
what do you want to tell to your younger self?
Sure. First of all, it's a pleasure to be here in front of you guys. I remember the days when I was at your position, and I'm just telling you from now things are going to get more exciting, more interesting, and like Ms. Alisar just said, 4 out of 11. That just says the potential that this school has put in all of us, and I'm sure you guys will go beyond what we've achieved as well. If I can tell my younger self, there's a lot of things that I think, but keeping it short, there's 4 things that I think if I knew back then, I would have achieved much more today. The experience helped me to realize these things, and I'm sure anyone can achieve even more with these four values. The first thing that I would say, something that I really stress on all the time, is that discipline and having no excuses to whatever comes to you, that is something that is very important. We as humans always tend to give excuses if we don't want to do anything. And we become very creative when it comes to that. But with time, when you start to learn discipline, you really showcase that whatever you want to do, you can do it. Today, if I want to achieve something, I used to give a lot of excuses in the past when I was in high school, when I was in university. But something that I learned right now, whatever someone gives me anything, I go ahead for it as a challenge. And I always try to challenge myself. Since I started my entrepreneurship role, I started over 9 startups. They're still out there today. All 9 would have failed at any given point. I failed in almost all of them at a certain point, probably over 100 times. But each one is standing here today because I just tried to find a way in terms of what can I do to make it succeed. So that's the first thing. The second thing is when you seek an opportunity, we always try to look for perfection. And that is something that, as well, all of us try to do. We always say we'll wait for the right time to do something. And I think that mindset, when we try to change it to a different mindset in terms of let's not wait, if we want to do something, let's do it today. And then go along with it as we go ahead. Third thing is continuing growing or continuing going from one stage to another. Continuous learning is something that I've done over the past 5-6 years. I didn't do it since I graduated from high school, and I believe if I started at the position that you are right now, I believe I would have reached even further than where I am today. I started learning languages, I started to learn coding, I have zero background in technology, and then I started a tech startup. And the reason behind that is continuous learning is something that is very crucial and important, and I stress a lot on it. And I wish you guys, as soon as you finish from here, put a plan over the next few years other than your degree. Your degree doesn't matter as how it used to matter in the past. Now it's more about the skills that you have. So always keep on learning a new skill. And I will end it with this saying that is one of my favorite sayings, is that once you climb a mountain, and at the end of each mountain, there's always a new mountain to climb. And if you have this mindset, you will always thrive and you always continue.
I want to emphasize that he's very humble when he talks about the skills he has, because this is a young man who, with coding, speaks 6 languages, correct? 6. French being the first one in Mawakib, and then you picked up everything else. So my little 2 cents on this is learn languages. That's what I would always say to my younger self. Learn languages, okay? Let's hop over to the left. Sarah.
Hello. Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Sarah Bahman. I graduated from Al Mawakib Garhoud in the pre-NFT and crypto era of 2007. Now, what I prepared for today was regurgitated and I think you used so much in the first panel, but I'll summarize and then go to the second point.
Maybe you need a reminder of it, so don't worry.
Okay, so the first thing that I would tell myself, my younger self, is not to romanticize or criticize any decision I would make, because any decision or any life choice I make will bring its fair share of good and bad, be it starting a new job or even like getting married or anything in life. It will always come with its a good share of good and bad. And so what I think we owe to ourselves is to try and experiment. Because the more you experiment, the more you learn, and the more you sharpen yourself as a person. And that's only when you can effectively apply yourself at life. So don't be arrested at the decision-making point. Just gamble on life. And then the second thing I wanted to drive down today is really focus as well on your character, because while you're focusing so much right now on the technical capabilities of what expertise you want to master or what path you want to forge, having certain qualities in your character such as good coping mechanisms, being diplomatic, having the ability to negotiate, having good, not being judgmental, solution-oriented, having persistence. These are the fundamental or the bedrock that will carry you through anywhere in life. So if you work on these things and really work on being mentally resilient, that will actually be the key to open anything in the future. So try to also think about that. If you need to take a break or to go discover yourself or to even to have more mental support, that is something I think that is a bigger priority than what vocation you want to have.
Stunning.
Thank you.
I'm totally mesmerized by what you said.
And I stuck to my time limit.
Yes, you will win Alexis today.
A free
All
toaster.
right. Antonio.
Hello, guys. Are you still alive? Barely.
Make some noise,
Make
guys.
a bit more
Come
noise.
on.
Yalla. Sabaho. Hey guys, I'm Antonio. I graduated ISAS class of 2013. Oh, there's a few left. That's awesome. That's amazing. So to answer your question, Ms. Elisar, my answer is nothing. I wouldn't tell myself anything because I wouldn't be here if I didn't go through what I went through, and hence the advice would be irrelevant if I said it.
It's a take on it.
However, what I would tell you guys, because you have the blessing and the curse of living in the fastest paced generation to date. I envy you, but I also have lots of anxiety on your behalf because what you must be going through must be very daunting and very scary. So what I would like to say is, one, do not be afraid to embrace change. Two, share your struggles because you're going to have a lot of them, and I would really advise that you always find people in your life because there are plenty that are either going through the same thing or who have the affinity to understand what you're going through and help you through it. Third is honestly just continue to chase excellence. I'm not going to say perfection because that's silly. Excellence. Demand the best of yourself and try to achieve that. And whenever you reach that goal, aim higher again and again and again. So these three things are intertwined because what was conventional for us, which is not even that long ago, I'm talking about 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago maybe, seemed like a very straightforward path. Today, that's irrelevant. It really is. And the world you're going to live in is going to be very different than ours. So I would like to say that it's okay not to follow what you think you should, because I think you have a lot more room to explore, and I think that echoes what you said as well. There's a lot more room to explore. But I would also advise that you explain to those around you, your parents, your teachers, those who you might feel want something for you because they think it's best, and I understand that as well, that your world is different. But communicate with them. They don't own your path, but I think you should have the duty to talk to your parents, to talk to your teachers, to convince them. And that's really where it's at. Just have that courage and go for what's not so conventional anymore, because that's the only path forward.
Challenge the norms. Aslan, the pandemic has taught us that, if nothing else, that we have to be ready to adapt to any change, sudden or not. Last and certainly not least, Dr. Muhammad Naji. He is my dentist, by the way, and he's the best.
Thank you. مواكب قارهود. All right. Now you guys, Garhoud proved they're awake. مواكب برشا. Garhoud wins. Sorry. Nada, you can scream on your own. ISAS.
Khawanish, please.
Oh, I forgot. Sorry.
No, those are my guys and girls. Khawanish, وينكن? Did they go?
Are you happy now?
Well.
All right. Well, my name is Dr. Muhammad Naji. I'm an orthodontist and a cosmetic dentist. I I'm truly successful. I treated Miss Alisar. Achievement. Yeah, and I am from Garhoud. The OGs, let's call them. All right, so guys, what's the question? What would I say to my younger self? I would tell my younger self to worry less and be happy. The other day we were talking about this with Ms. Alisar. I think happiness is the new currency. Titles, success, whatever you want to call it, it comes with time, it comes at the right time. But at this point, especially for you guys, I think you don't have much to worry about. I mean, I'm sure we all have our responsibilities, we all have our problems, but trust me, this is the time for you to just have fun. Enjoy it. Don't worry about everything you're being identified with. It's not your grades that can rank you. So whatever you can do right now, even if you're studying, sorry, I see all the teachers giving me looks. I'm not saying don't study. Do that, but make sure you're enjoying that. I don't think you can do that with physics, sorry. But like, the most important thing you can do right now is enjoy the moment, do what you want to do. Grades will not make a difference after uni. I mean, you don't have to make the biggest decision right now. It's not like I have to know now what am I going to do. Most of us here decided their career after university. 80% of the people I know worked with something that is not even relevant to their degree. So who's this? Safia? So, let me tell you a funny story about the grades. I remember back in high school, there was a section called 12D, my class, and there was a section called 12B. No, hold on, no, okay? So I remember they gave us a lot of talks about how 12B is always studying. 12B, they always have the best grades. You know, the first guy ranked.
Is Mr. Omar here?
No, it's not Mr. Omar. A lot of teachers in general. We weren't like the best class to teach back then. And we were always not jealous, but like kind of fed up with 12B being the best grades in high school. And we were barely making it to the C's and the B's, you know. But does this identify how successful we're going to be? Let me tell you something. I do not see anyone from 12E today on stage here. So.
That's so mean.
So guys, all I'm saying, work hard, play hard, enjoy your time. Life is changing. Don't take decisions based on today. Enjoy the day. Your parents, your family, your friends, anyone that's older than you is trying to give you advice, but always remember that their time is not like your time. Things that were ridiculous back in the days are the norms today. So take it step by step, and I hope one day I'll share the stage with one of you guys. Yeah.
That's wonderful. That last sentence. Muhammad and Fatma, I'm worried about you. You're in the sun. Are you okay? Okay. Question time. 1 minute limit. Hey, Antonio. You want to switch? Are you sure? All right. Only one question we're going to go through because it's getting tight on time. You are here at this point looking back to your journey in terms of ethics and values. Would you have done anything differently? Did not doing it cause you any loss? What would you say to that? For example, one big example I have, I was sitting with Hamad Sharaf. I don't know if Khalid is still here. And he said, and this is what inspired this question, is having been in Mawakib Barsha and loving the experience here, he has a regret that he dropped French. So I'm not talking about major things, and I know that we should be void of regret, but it's okay sometimes if a regret I can share can help them not make the same one. So I don't have regrets, but I do think I should have done some things differently. Do you have an example from your life, and let's keep it short, about something you should have done differently when you were in school? I heard someone say today, I think, who was it? Maybe from the earlier panels, I did this. Nadia, she said, I did scouts, I did art club, I did this, I did this. Okay, what else? Is there something you should have done or could have done in high school that you didn't, that you wish you did? Fatma.
So this is actually a very deep question, Ms. Aisar. And when I look back to my years in high school, I always remember the beautiful memories and the great choices I made. But only recently did I really look back and realize two things that I wouldn't say regret, but I should have paid more attention to when I was as a student in high school. The first being practicing self-love from a young age. It gets very hard putting a very solid front on the outside, but being broken from the inside. So I would say that every single one of you is going through their own issues and their own challenges, which at your age group seemed like mountains to overcome, but it's gonna get easier. And the more you take care of you, the stronger and more built you are to take care of yourself in the future. And my second regret, again, a very personal one, which I don't really speak about in public, is my health. I did not take much attention and care to it when I was in your age, and I only started paying the repercussions of it after being diagnosed with diabetes type 2 and going through the journeys I did, being away from home, and the ugly part and the ugly battles I had to fight through. But regardless of all that, being able to, over the past few years, take course again and charge of my life again and change myself and go through the weight loss journey that, for example, Ms. Daad today highlighted, it takes a lot. So if I had started that earlier, it would not have been to the level it reached at this stage. But alhamdulillah, diabetes cured. I mean, you're not technically cured, but I'm not on meds anymore.
Fatma, you're so brave.
Yeah.
Bravo. Any answers to that? Something you wish you had done in school, but that you didn't do? Antonio?
I have a different take on it.
Tell me.
There's something I did that I almost didn't do, and it changed my life.
What's that?
So when I was at school, I was on the football team, and I was really crap. I was on the bench. I never played. There was a tournament in Mawakib Barsha, and I didn't want to go because I never played. Eventually, I was convinced. I went. For some reason, that was the only game the entire season where I was brought off the bench. I got on the field, and I got kicked in the shin really hard by this scrawny little kid named Karim Ghannam.
We're naming now.
This kid is my business partner today. Wow. In a tech startup that we started last year together. So the moral of the story is you never know who might kick you and who might start a business with you. Wow. So don't be afraid to avoid opportunities, even though if they don't seem like they're gonna take you somewhere. Experience, experience, experience.
That's
everything.
Awesome. Antonio, that's a great story. Sarah?
The one thing I think that I would have preferred to change is this judgment that you often have of yourself as a student. And sometimes it's an implicit requirement for you to kind of blend in, because the school system sometimes feels like it applauds and advocates for people who are extroverts. And I very much was sometimes a lot more of an introvert. And that was always looked at very negatively, not necessarily by the teachers, because our teachers were very enlightened to know that, they would see the grades and stuff. But I mean, socially, I would always judge myself for not being able to perform or to make friends as quickly as other people. And now looking back, I realized that being an introvert and always wanting to go and read and to spend time alone is a superpower and a notch on my belt, because I'm able to think of things differently and not have my thoughts colonized by external sources. So that's something I would have changed.
I think that's stunning, and I think a lot of girls in the audience relate to that, and I hope that this helps them recalibrate their thought on it. Muhammad?
I would say underestimating myself. Because not just in my case, in every case, we have a problem in this part of the world is that you're too young to do this. You can't do this. Look at your cousin, he tried and he failed. Look at your neighbor, he tried and he failed. Why would you do it, you know? استنى بتكبر وبتتعلم وبتعمل اللي بدك إياه. I think it's time to change that. I think I was held down by a lot of those traditional quotes of, you know, the older, the wiser you are. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, look at the other part of the world. All those 15 and 16 years olds are creating history right now. NFTs, crypto, I see kids nowadays making millions out of it, you know, because they don't have a limitation. Don't give yourself any limit or don't take it from anyone. And I wouldn't, one more thing is I wouldn't be as afraid of fear as I was before.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Sorry, failure.
Failure.
So fail hard, fail big. If you're going to do anything in your life, do it big. So fail big, trust me. It's going to teach you a lot of things. And I'm just going to cut it here because I'm blind. So, yeah. Thank you, guys.
All right, Mr. Mansouri, you have something to add to this? And then we're done.
Sure, I'll just keep it very quick. I'll catch on from what Dr. Naji said. I think fear of failure is one of the main reasons that people don't do things that they want to accomplish, let's say. So one of the main reasons that people don't start their own businesses or create an idea or something is the fear of failure. And that was something that I also always had, and it's something that I always regret. And I'm sure a lot of amazing ideas come out from a lot of people if they just take that out of their life. You know, don't focus on the failure, because the failure itself, I mean, when I look back right now, even if I failed at any position, but changing something from an idea to something that is existing, even if it ends up closing or ends up going bankrupt or whatever, that by itself is a success. So I told myself now not to fear failure, and I agree with what Doctor said.
This common theme of not being afraid to fail, and actually you corrected yourself, but I like not being afraid to be afraid. Nothing wrong with being afraid, just don't let it become your identity tag, no? So with that, I want to thank the 5 young panelists here with me. I feel younger just sitting among you. Thank you all very much.
I did something 6 years ago in the first AMSI Voices. Can I
What's
repeat
that? شو هو؟
I would like to take a selfie with all of them.
Can we take a selfie? Yalla.
Yes, all.
Come on.
Guys, can
Come
you
on
please
in
all
for a selfie. This is the last we're going to finish,
Can
so
you
it's
all
only a
please
few
come
more
closer?
minutes in the sun. Come on. Selfie تاعو على النص.
Okay, so guys, come down.
But
Let's get closer.
stay safe.
Stay
Stay
What?
safe, though.
Keep some distance.
Some distance.
Okay. Guys, so this whole time we've been fighting and arguing against Garhoud and Barsha and Khawanij. So let's do this all together right now, please. Come back here. Okay. AMSI.
مواكب.
All right, hold on. Another one. This is for Miss Alisar. Yeah. مواكب. I love you guys. Thank you all very much.
You are all amazing. Thank you so much for...
Mr. Johnny, I think, over
Johnny,
there.
okay.
Celebrity.
By the way, I don't know any other students in the country or in the world who are willing to put up with this heat because they know that we did it for you. If you've learned anything today, learn that you are amazing. Amazing, all of you. I am so proud, and what an honor for me to be in this job, having to deal with all of you. I'm lucky. Out of this conference will come, thank you, Habibi, Monday 101, thank you. And Monday 101s, you'll have a chance to talk to the panelists you met today. Before you go, I have an announcement. Is Fatma Lemheri still here? Fatma? She had to leave, but before she left, she shared something with me that I want to tell you. Very big news. After this concert, I'm stuck on. Shall I break out in song? No. After this conference, we're asking you not to post anything because we're preparing for something. And when we do, we're also going to launch a small competition that has to do with this conference. So if you've been paying attention, it's going to help you. Because whoever wins that competition will win a ticket on Etihad Airways to anywhere they want. Wait, did I say one ticket? They're actually offering us 2 tickets. All right. So after this conference, Etihad Airways have been generous and wonderful. Emirates is here, by the way. I hope they're listening. Hey? They're going to give us these 2 tickets to offer to our seniors if they win the competition, which Marwa, where is she? You will design. Okay? Other than that, thank you all so very much. Can you repeat after me these sentences? Are you ready? Can I have all the alumni guests on stage, please? Alumni, can you all come on stage, please? All on stage, yalla. All alumni on stage. وين سحر؟ يلا. Someone hold my phone. Is everybody on stage? We're missing some. Some of them ran away. Where's Marwan Sahar? Where is he? Come up. I need you for this. You're the hype here. I'm going to repeat sentences that I think they should all swallow, embrace, make it a part of your daily exercise to say to yourself, I can.
I will.
I will. Watch me. Are you ready? Again, all of you. I can. I will. Watch me. I can. I will. Watch me. I'm watching you. You better go show all the adults in your life that you can do it. All right? And we're all here for you. Love you all. Thank you, teachers and staff, for being with us. يعطيكم ألف عافية. You all live in my heart. I love you. Thank you for being with us. Now don't leave. We're taking a group picture. Let's just exit. روحوا قعدوا بالفي. We're done. هلا بس ليفلوا التلاميذ وبنرجع نتصور. Thank you all very much. Seniors, see you in the Monday 101s. Khawanij, you are غير. Garhoud, you are, I know, I recognize the jacket. I'm coming to you next week. Next week. Next week. Garhoud, I'm there next week. Barsha, after. In the same week, I can do 2 campuses, don't worry. خلي لي إياك, thank you. أساتذتنا ومدراءنا والheads of section, thank you so much for today. Expo 2020, thank you so much for today. People up there, people back here, people back there, thank you all very much.